Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and anybody that may have left out, apologize. Welcome to round one, baby, of the IBSG Merc Academy League playoffs for season 2. And it's not just me. I got my partner Hemo Mage. We're gonna be casting this game for you, bringing to you a BO5 tonight. As the whole tournament is going to be, and the whole playoffs is going to be BO5s. So it's going to be a long night. But for the people that are watching, I'm glad you're here right now, and I look forward to you sticking through with us because we got a nice long series. I think this is going to go to a 5-game. We got White Lotus Wisteria taking on AG Rip Harambe.
Yeah,
And as we are looking towards draft, I'm going to introduce the players real quick. For the side of AG Rip Harambe. In the top lane, we got Downfall. In jungle, we got Brayer. In mid, they are moving around. We got Don't Eat Bees. At AD Carry. Ooh, did I miss him? Something happened? Okay. I'm just making sure. Just make sure I'm not crazy. Sorry about that. But AD carry, we got Major, and that support, we got Perfect Build. And for the side of White Lotus Wisteria, we got in top lane Soaring Noel, Jungle Momo, mid Hestika, sorry. At AD carry, Flash on up, and support, you know this guy's name. What his position is, support. What? I love this guy. He always makes me have a tongue twister every time I shoutcast for his games. All right. Well, guys, as we wait to get into draft, I'm curious for the people that are watching. All right, who representing who in the crowd? If you're for the side of WLW, baby, give me a 1. If you're for the side for AG Rep Harambe, RP, our friendly gorilla, give us a 2. I want to see what you guys think as we look to get into the draft for game 1.
Starting off with the Victor man for sure.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, now we're into draft finally, right? Sorry. We had a little bit of issues in the lobby. It was okay, rectified, but already into the pick bands. They're coming out pretty quick. Where I got Victor, Blitzcrank, and Nar banned out from the side of White Lotus Wisteria, and for AG Harambe, a Moo Volibear, and it's looking like the way to close it out. It is gonna be way. And for the first rotations.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say it looks like they're just trying to hit champs from all roles, really, like mid lane, top, jungle, just about everything.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But man, the good old classic Maokai coming out in B1. Wise Mystical Tree is hitting the rift for game 1, baby.
Yeah, and that could be a flex between 3 roles, really, between top, jungle, and support. I've been seeing it pop up a little more top lane, but probably expecting it to be a jungler.
And definitely see it. All right, well, in response, we got the Skarner coming out for AG Harambe, and we're looking to see what else they're going to be picking up. They're partnering up with the Scorpion. Well, used to be 1 tail, now 3.
Yeah, and Skarner for sure is just insanely strong right now. Like, going for Skarner or Kai'Sa, that's interesting for sure. I haven't seen Kai'Sa as much in the teams we've played in the league, but a strong champion for sure would engage.
Definitely so. We got plenty of CC. We got a hyper carry in the bot lane. Right now, I'm liking what AG Harambe is cooking up so far.
Yeah, for sure. I know I watched one of their series a while back, and they seemed to like the almost engage type thing, where I know from previous matches and just watching White Lotus, they really are looking for like scaling, team fighting, 5v5 all over the place. But Caitlyn, definitely more an aggressive pick for sure.
Definitely so. Caitlyn and Thresh bot lanes coming out immediately.
So I haven't seen Thresh all that much either, really, recently. Just seen a lot of different things, but still very strong, and just safety with the lantern. It's going to be really hard to catch up this Caitlyn.
All right, well, first rounds of picks are done, and now we got the bans coming right out with the Vex coming out as a ban for the side of Harambe. Not trying to see the mid lane do much damage. Where I got the Way ban, the Vex ban. I'm curious what the last one's gonna be. As White Lotus Wisteria, they're gonna answer back with a Camille, and Harambe immediately comes back with the Mundo. White Lotus Wisteria saying they're not allowing Fiora to hit the rift. Now Orianna locked in for mid lane for Harambe.
Yeah, I'd say based on like the Skarner and Nautilus, they're even like pretty flexible what they can play top lane. It's not like they're forced into a tank, so I'm curious if they're gonna try to play a maybe carry or engage top lane or like bruiser, or see what they're gonna get for that last pick.
All right, it's looking like it's going to be a Syndra going mid lane for the side of White Lotus Wisteria.
Yeah, I'm still curious to see if this Maokai is going to be going top or jungle, but it's looking like a solid team comp, but maybe not as much scaling as we usually see out of them. And Alawi, that's definitely, I was not expecting that. Yeah.
And Alawi game 1, we already bringing out spice.
Yeah, for sure. And going by like AGR's team comp, it's like they're just going to be trying to go hard into them with at least 2 or 3 people, and I feel like Alawi could provide a decent bit of damage when you're just piling into her. It could really make it hard to play their comp, and they're going to finish it out with a Kennen. Jeez.
Alrighty, whoop. Kennen. I like the team fight in here. I like it. There's a metric, like, crap ton of CC on the side of Harambe.
Yeah. I would say the only thing I'm kind of worried about is they're just very heavy magic damage right now. Like, even Kai'Sa does a decent bit of magic damage, so it's like, it's gonna, if this like Maokai and Alawi just stack MR, it's gonna going to be really effective this game for sure.
I mean, I don't think it's too much of a problem. I mean, Skarner is still annoying as all hell to deal with, even if you do stack resistances, just because of the simple fact that how the way that champion function with his dots. But at the same time, like I said, she does do mixed damage, but that passive is still, even if they pick, you know, even if they got like it built MR, that passive is still gonna hurt. The plasma stats is still gonna be a pain in the ass.
Yeah, for sure.
But I really do like the team fighting on the side of Riff Harambe with the Cannon Ultimate, the Shockwave coming out for Oriana. You got the Impale. There's so much. Like, it's going to be hard for that team to really even move, for being really honest here. Like in actuality, like Caitlyn and Syndra should have a rough time playing this game.
For sure, yeah. I mean, Syndra is definitely going to almost, I feel like this game, instead of like looking for stuns, I feel like she's going to have to hold that for the Kennen engage, and that's going to be worth more than just like trying to find a stun. Most team fights that could really because if they get that wombo, it's gonna hurt no matter what they build. So
yeah, definitely. Well, as we're looking to get into the rift on the game one, we're gonna go to a brief intermission, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you now, grab your snacks, grab your water, make sure you drink your water, beer, juice, popcorn, kiss your wife, husband, a mirror, for yourself. Yeah, I was say it's kind of out of place right now.
Nice.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the game one of Lotus Wisteria versus AG Rip Harambe for the first round of the IBSG Playoffs America Academy League, baby. Season 2, we are in game and ready to go.
Oh yeah, this is looking to just go from 0 to 100 real quick. Like with this draft already, game one, I think it's going to be really interesting.
Definitely is, definitely is. And I'm looking forward to what's going on. We got a little bit of a squabble going on top lane. Everybody just introducing themselves, getting their foot into this game.
Yeah, for sure. I think definitely both teams are kind of like pretty solid at team fighting, but for sure this Alawi, if once they get a couple items, the split push is going to be pretty dangerous.
Definitely is. But that's my thing is I wonder if they're gonna be looking for to get void grubs on the side of White Lotus Wisteria to be able to actually
Mm-hmm.
help facilitate and that split pushing more. Be able to get those towers a whole lot faster.
For sure, yeah.
But
I think a
for
lot of
now,
it's.
oh sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say I just think a lot of it is going to be determined on, I mean, almost every lane, but especially top and bot lane. I think this game is where it's really going to make the big difference on how this game sways.
All right, on the side of Ripperama, they get a little damage down on Momo in the bot lane. Perfect build playing around the bush pretty well. Able to get that basic and root Momo for a moment. And there comes the hook. And now Momo's already half HP. And we're still on level 1.
Oh yeah, I mean that's a great trade early for this Kaisa Nautilus. Getting any kind of pressure in this lane is definitely going to help.
Especially his perfect build just going for these dredge lines like crazy, man. He's playing like a maniac right now. His level 2 advantage is going to go over to the side of Major and perfect build. But like they're not going to be able to do much as they already have the wave. Not only shoving towards Momo and support, but at the same time, perfect build is kind of half HP.
Oh yeah, I mean even for them just to get the push level 1 is pretty good. Like normally, you're playing against Caitlyn and you're just under your tower all game, and for Kaisa Nautilus to get those early trades to be able to push it in and just keep it relatively even early on is really going to help.
All right, we see a top lane. Hestica going to just, test your spear a little bit downfall, see what you're made of, I want to talk to you. And now we look mid, flash on Elf. It's going to miss the Dark Spear, Scatter the Weak combo, but it's still going to be able to get some damage down. Just trades all around. Nothing major just yet. But, there's I ain't going to call it a caster curse because I love it when it happens. Normally somebody dies and chaos ensues like within the first 5 minutes of the game. When I say when I mean somebody dies, I mean like there's multiple deaths. And
No,
it
for
gets
sure.
wild.
We can already see these Alawi tentacles just slamming down on the cannon. Like, if you cannot dodge that E from Alawi, man, it's going to make the lane miserable up there.
Definitely so. Top lane up here looking like a hentai already, but and Hestica is trying to make it more like one, trying to get his spirit of downfall, just do some more damage, but gonna miss. As we see the dredge line coming off a perfect build onto Momo again, man. Perfect builds relentless, but Hook's gonna get onto Major, so they're gonna be able to get the trade off. And here comes a gank coming from the bot side, but okay, Brayer, he's waiting. They don't see him. Flash coming out for perfect build. Flash now for Momo. This should be support, possibly down, but he does have flash also, so somebody should be dead. Oh, Hook comes out from support. First blood on the Nautilus. Exhaust is utilized, but it's not going to matter because 2 kills are going to be given out to the side of White Lotus Wisteria.
Oh, no.
And it might be 3. They're still running. It's still running Bird down. Bird steps on the trap, and now it's a double kill over the support.
Yeah, I was going to say, those last 2 traps really played in favor of White Lotus right there. Like,
Sir, Ripperame bit off a little bit more than they can chew. Oh, here we go. We got the all-in coming in from Downfall. He might get the kill. Hestica is low on mana. Hestica does have flash, though. Summoners is up for both sides, but I don't think he should blow it. He's probably just dead here. Oh. There it is. Both sides it spins the flash. Downfall almost dies to the turn, but, just walks out clean.
yeah, and I would say the main thing for this bot lane and even jungle, they used all sums in the bot lane, like both sums, flash barrier, flash ignite, and the flash on Skarner just to get a 3 for 2 in favor of White Lotus. So it's really going to be, I feel like that bot lane's really going to be tough now.
Definitely is. Definitely going to be tough. But Murray said, first 5 minutes.
Yeah, you did say it.
Here we are. We got both junglers on this bottom side. Soren now seeing Brayer as he walks into the tri-bush, but that's gonna happen. The Scorpion just walks away. Surprised they didn't try to collapse as Orianna's back at base.
So even after the top lane kill, you hit one of those E's, and it's just really tough to play this matchup. It's just gonna have to be like really calculated through a lot of poke to get this Alawi too far behind, but and another tentacle hits.
All right, well, Alawi is gonna spend a leap of faith. Gives a good amount of damage down Kennen. Kennen just makes his way out of there. He's gonna be just fine, but he is stuck under that tower for a bit. As now and Test of Spirit is coming out, and here comes Kennen with the all-in coming with the slice of Maelstrom. Does quite a bit of damage. Both top laners are now low, but keep in mind the Maokai is on the top side, whereas Skarner is still farming his wolves. So I'm curious to see after those void grows, Maokai's gonna make it way up there possibly for a dive, but it doesn't look like his Hestica is gonna be backing right now, and a little bit of engage in the bot lane. Yeah, I feel like I'm just saying it's just a bunch of trades, but not really much going aside from the one little chaotic fight.
Yeah, I was gonna say ever since you said there's gonna be action in 5 minutes, there's been nonstop trading and all-ins and fighting, and it's hard to even talk about what's going on because as soon as you say something, they're panning somewhere else and someone's fighting.
Yes, sir. That's what I like to see. Chaos all around.
Sure, and I wonder if they're gonna try to if where the jungler's gonna go after this. Like it seems like he's coming towards bot lane. I don't know if they're gonna look for dragon or for a possible maybe gank, but both junglers are bot side, and looks like Orianna's getting pressure mid lane from the mini map, but
yep, Orianna is getting the shove, so she'll be able to actually respawn first out of both the mid laners. And keep in mind, both ultimates are up, but Shockwave is going to be a lot more dangerous than Unleashed Power for the moment.
For sure.
But the side of White Lotus Wisteria, they do have control of the river as they're grabbing that Scuttle Crab. And they're starting Dragon. Rip Harambe does know what they'll ward over the wall. The question is, will they try to go for it? As Brayer is positioning himself like he wants to, but Rip Harambe is going to get the drag. They say no use of fighting.
Yeah, and I think maybe if Nautilus was 6 there, they would have tried something, but just being level 5 and not having access to that ultimate, I feel like that really dissuades them from trying to start anything. But now jungler's moving towards top side, and it's...
All right, and we got some more action in the bot lane. Support on support combat. All right, Devson is going to find this Mark, his perfect build, but he's going to walk away as Momo and Major, they're busy fighting their own battle on the side of them.
Yeah, for sure. You can tell the camera can't even tell where to go with all this action.
And look at that. Speaking of action, we got a gank it mid. Brayer comes in. Maokai is going to expend the Nature's Grab. Don't Bees is almost dead. Unleashed Power is expended. Here comes a Shockwave. Nobody dies below HP bars on both sides. Good lord. I feel like this is the name of the game here. It's like I have a low HP bar, I have a heart attack.
Yeah, this is just constant fighting all over the map, and to be fair, going towards these team comps, I mean, any fight swing the one way can really make a difference in these late game fights, but at least everyone's getting out with slivers of health on both sides, but man, this is very action-packed game one.
Yes, sir, it is. Yes, sir, it is. Downfall is fighting for his life. Them tentacles are slamming down trying to catch him, but...
Yeah, for sure. I mean, even with the solo kill, he's down 20 CS and probably about to be 2 plates, so it's really going to be tough, especially with those those grubs just putting the dots on the turret and just whittling them away.
Yeah, man. So he may have got that 1 kill earlier, but seeing Hestica just taking over the lane from there. I mean, look at the C. I mean, he's almost 20 CS up over Downfall.
Yeah. And with the plates he's gotten, he's probably up like 300-400 gold at this point.
All right, well, now we don't need B's going to run into the wise mystical tree, and now support is coming up. Will he land the death sentence? Yes, he will. Flash comes out for perfect build, but it doesn't matter when Unleashed Power is about to be up, but Flash won't need it. He's going to get the kill with the auto attacks. Perfect build is going to make his way out, but death sentence is going to bring him back in. That's a double kill over to Flash on Elf.
Yeah, that is exactly what White Lotus needed right there, just to get some pressure in that mid lane. 2 kills on this Syndra. It's really going to start doing a lot of damage in these team fights. Just being able to one-shot someone with a QER combo in the Syndra for sure.
100% true. Man, I'm surprised we haven't seen not a single gang, no dive attempt or anything in the top side. I mean, the lowest downfall has been for the majority of this. Like, I'm honest to God, yeah, I am kind of really surprised. Now Void Grubs are up. I'm expecting Maokai to be puffing his way top, which he is. Yep, there's the ping. He's already making his way there. And now Death Sentence is going to land on the Major in the bot lane. They got a fight going on. Here comes Killer Instinct. They're looking to kill Momo. Barrier is out for both AD carries. And a headshot is going to make sure the Major doesn't make it out. And now support should be going down. Or will he? Because here comes Skarner. Bray is coming in hot. And there is Caitlyn dead, impale, to bring support back in. And he's going to make his trip to hell, baby.
Double shutdown for the Skarner right there. Like, geez, that was looking good from White Lotus at first, but man, Skarner came in at the right time, just as you were saying. I wonder if he's going to be going topside, and then he just swings in, gets 2 shutdowns in the bot lane. So it will be 6 grubs, though, for the side of White Lotus, and that'll definitely help with this split push from the Alawi.
Definitely so. This game is starting off crazy. It is starting off crazy. But gold leads over to White Lotus Wisteria about 1.5k-ish, around that range. Gold lead for them, and they're 2 kills up. But they do have 6 grubs, and keep in mind that they still have that Alawi that already has 2 plates on the top lane, and it ain't gonna do nothing but get worse. Oh boy, here comes Nature's Grasp. And we're gonna look for a gank in the mid lane. It's got flashes coming out. Death Sentence hit Orion in the face, and that is bye-bye. And if only Brer had ultimate there, Impale would be big.
Great
Death
angle
Sentence
on
not
the...
gonna find this mark, and they're just gonna look to back off of mid.
I would say great angle on the Maokai ult, just layering CC on top of this Orianna. It's making our game hard to play for sure, but we're really gonna see the big lead probably for ARG right now is this Skarner being 2 kills ahead, but
well, sorry, as we're talking, man, we got another fight going on. Momo barely gonna live, and now Skarner's looking to find somebody. Impale is coming back up as the dredge line is gonna hit the thresh. Support dies. We got top lane going crazy too with Slice and Maelstrom trying to claim Alawi's life, but not gonna be able to finish the job. And now the only person dead is Thresh, and now the eyeballs are on to Dragon for the side of Harambe. As we look top lane, Downfall is looking to try to possibly get this kill on Hestica. Coming in hot. He's almost got him, but Hestica is gonna make it back to the tower.
For sure, yeah. I mean, this is just another kill going over to this Skarner. He's getting everything at this point, but he's going to be extremely tanky and hard for White Lotus to deal with. But I think it's still looking good for the side of White Lotus. They just need to play through this Alawi once she gets some items and just going to be a menace in the side lane, and maybe Cinder can look to just pick someone off, because if Cinder can just get a pick on, Kennen, Orianna, Kaisa, their whole team kind of falls apart with the team fighting, not being able to layer all those ults on top of each other.
Yes, sir. Layer the ults is true, but this game is going back and forth. But granted, even though White Lotus, sorry, Rip Harambe been able to find those couple plays down bot lane, goalie still over to the side of White Lotus Wisteria, as the farm has just been better. And for them, especially like for the place they're able to get top lane, like, it helps a lot.
Oh yeah. And I would say the good thing also for White Lotus, besides the 2 kills on Thresh, they have their kills, the other 5 kills right where they want them. 3 on this Syndra, 2 on the Caitlyn, just exactly where you'd want all your gold to be going. Or you look at Rip Harambe and they just have most of the gold on this Skarner jungle, which will help, but
Oh, Dredgeline, Delson is going to connect to each other, but here comes Brer. Impale is up. Keep that in mind. And it's going to get support. He's going to die. Oh, never mind. He's going to make it out. Never mind. Killer Instinct, but Delson is going to hit her midair. Major may be dead. Big mistake. Major's going to trade, but what's an 80 carry for a support trade? They'll take that all day. Now, Dredgeline's going to hit Flash, but one tower shot. It'll be fine. Ace and Hole comes out, and nobody else dies. But that is a tower Lotus out of White Lotus Wisteria. They're looking to continue pushing this lead. As now the Dark Sphere combo is going to hit with the Scatter the Weak. And now Rift Arrow is finally being spawned. So this should be a mid T1 and mid T2 push for that one play. Could be possibly looking to break open the base. A little early for that though. That's not good. You don't want to do that this early. All right, Rick.
wow.
Unleashed Power almost finishes off perfect build. Unfortunately, Syndra doesn't have the stacks yet to be able to get the execute at the moment. But they are going to open up the base. And that's not really all that wise to do that this early. I mean, it looks good until you realize that you're able to give more farm over to the opposition just because the wave is going to be pushing towards the side of Harambe. Well, luckily they didn't take the inhib, so it's all good.
Yeah, I was gonna say for sure. I mean, now they really just need to be getting some vision and on ARGG's side, just to, maybe steal some jungle camps or something, because they're gonna have pressure with all these tier 1s down and even the tier 2 mid. But I'm thinking now I'm surprised they didn't try to swap the Alawi bot lane and just try to have her split push that. But I think Rip Harambe, they really need to get this Kennen to be able to show up to team fights, because that's a lot of their just engage, CC, and damage as well. Like, that's really going to add a lot on top of this. But just fighting in the 4v4, I think White Lotus definitely has the advantage there.
All right, I just want to clarify. As I was explaining, what I was explaining is if they took the inhibitor turn. Because they were pushing pretty hard, and they were actually looking for it there. But luckily they didn't. So just make sure to clarify that for the viewers watching. They're about to ask the question, what's the wrong with taking the inhib turn? Not the turn, but the inhibitor itself.
For sure. Then you see first item from Alawi going for Hole Breaker.
Good old faithful. But now we got both Syndra and Orianna in the bottom. Oh, and Syndra is gonna get the combo, and bye to Don't Need Bees. Third death for him. 4-0 for Flash on F on this Syndra.
Yeah, I'd say especially in this side lane, like Syndra is definitely more of a menace compared to Orianna. Like, one stun and that's just it, as we just saw. But it's really going to be tough for them to be playing right now. Like, it's going to be hard for them to push up at all with all their turrets down. And I feel like this is just now White Lotus's game to get vision, steal camps, set up for objectives and everything.
And Dragon's going to land on the Flash on Elf, but I mean, Perfect Build doesn't have anybody. But Death Sentence, on the other hand, is going to hit Perfect Build. Now he's going to be forced to Dredgeline his way out of there.
It's looking like a very good game from White Lotus to start this series off. They just seem to be getting everything they want right now, and Alawi still just keeping this Kennen in the side lane, I think, is really hurting Rip Harambe's chances of winning these team fights.
Definitely so. We got a fight here. As now Don't Eat Bees find himself in a precarious position, forced to flash out. Nature Grab's gonna find 3, and now Kaisa's dead. Make it Skarner 2. As they are backing their way out now. Downfall just getting bullied by Alawi still in the top side. I feel bad for him. You used your counter pick to pick Kennen against Alawi. I can't really be I can't feel sad for you. I can't feel any sympathy for you. You picked this, but
yeah,
go ahead, sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I feel at this point, it might be too late now, but I feel like they just need to. Now it's like she's knocking on that tier 2, but I feel like at some point they needed to try to find a TP with this Kennen and trying to get some play to answer a team fight. But if Kennen just keeps matching Alawi, I feel like this game is not going to be getting any better.
Definitely not. They better pick him Mordecai's if this was the case. They're gonna do this game.
For sure.
All right. Well, as we see in the goalie now, White Lotus Wisteria kind of taking off with it. 5 towers, still 6 grubs, 2 drags, and that
Yep.
kind of goalie, and you have an Alawi. Life's not looking too hot for if you're on the side of Harambe, and she's building. She has an egg drinker already, so Kennan's not gonna really be doing much to her.
I'm kind of surprised with the Hex Drinker more so than maybe like a Spectre's Cowl and building more like that. But I mean, at least it's some magic resist. It's gonna help a lot for sure. But definitely more on the damage side of MR with this allow we could be going.
Glorious Line finds Momo, but Momo's gonna be the flash out from the Shockwave. Teleport coming in from from the Hextica as this team fight is just exploding, and it is slicing Maelstrom catches too. But it's not gonna matter if Flash on Elf is just killing people, man. I just feel sad for the side of Ripper Harambe. Now that is a triple kill over to the side of Flash on Elf. They're looking for more blood. Hextica finds him one, and now Downfall running for his life.
Oh yeah, I mean this could just maybe be the game here. I mean Kaisa's up in 7 seconds, but I don't know if they're gonna be able to hold it.
Man, this is just a massacre. I think White Lotus Wisteria kind of having a little bit of miscommunication.
Yeah,
for couple of them like we're gonna end the game here, and the rest was like we're gonna back. So I mean, game not over yet.
And I say that's not something super uncommon you find in these games, but yeah, I don't know if they could have ended there, but I think it definitely could have been close if they were all hitting those turrets. But I guess it's better to play it safe and just go for the next fight. And I mean, they're up almost 10k gold at 22 minutes, so it's going to be hard for Rip Harambe to find any way back in this game at this point.
For sure, for sure. Yeah. All right, well. White Lotus Wisteria is just really running away with this. And now they're eyeballing Baron, trying to get set up for her. Curious to see if they're going to try to bait it or not. Because Rip Harambe, they are nearby. They might, and more than likely, will probably try to fight this. As Baron is being started by the side of White Lotus Wisteria. It's now Perfect Build does get some videos, so they know they're on it. The question is, what can they do? Because Kennen does have TV, but he went to base, and so did Kaisa, so they're gonna be letting this Baron Masher go.
Yeah, say 22-minute Baron, and with this team comp, they're gonna be taking it pretty slow, but there's not really much Rip Harambe can do about this at this point.
All right, Downfall. He calls himself is gonna try to take the barrier with a shuriken, but gets killed for his troubles. As now 8-0-3 is Flash enough on this Syndra.
Yeah, this is just looking like a great game from the Syndra, just even from those early 2 kills.
All right, Jefferson has landed on the barrier. Here comes the Nation Grab. Gonna catch 3 in total. People are just dying left and right. Major gonna kill Instinct, trying to get away from Soren Noel, but Soren's gonna be able to find the kill. Don't eat bees. It barely can hurt the tree. And Shockwave catches 2, but I mean, Shockwave barely does any damage. So that's gonna be first game over to White Lotus Wisteria, as they are now looking to blow up this Nexus.
Oh, great death sentence there. But yeah, I mean, just clean game from White Lotus. Like, they just got what they wanted and just played the game really well.
I mean, Flash on Elf, 10-0-4 on this Syndra, man. Like, good lord. Like, this was domination in mid.
For sure. I mean, they're going to have to find something for this matchup mid, whether it's banning the Syndra or I'm not really sure what they can look to do, but they're going to have to find some kind of good matchup for their mid laner, or they're going to have to just have jungle come in.
Definitely so, definitely so. And even with all the plays down bot, like, it went back and forth. Like, every time you thought, like, oh, it's going this way, then it's like, next next man joins the fray. I feel like I was playing, like, one of those old Street Fighter arcade games where you just press start, and the player 2 presses start. It's like, a new challenger appears, comes out of nowhere.
And that's one of the things, like, I feel like maybe Rip Harambe is going to have to go back and look at their draft and just say, hey, they're not going to be the best skirmishing comp. Like, I mean, compared to Syndra, Caitlyn, like you have Orianna and even like Kennen, but he wasn't really able to get in any of the fights. But like, I feel like they never had an opportunity or just didn't even look for one to try to get an actual like team fight 5v5. It was a lot of just scrapping in the river 2v2, 3v3, and White Lotus's comp is definitely more suited for that.
All right. Well, game one was back and forth at first, and then became one-sided fairly quickly as White Lotus Wisteria broke open the game. But we're gonna see what game two has to give us as we are looking to get into the draft for game two very soon. We're gonna toss it over to a brief intermission. But when we get back, guys, we're gonna be going loading into draft and we're seeing what we got next to party with on the riff. See you guys in a moment. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we are back as we are about to get the draft started for Game 2 of White Lotus Wisteria versus AG Rip Harambe. We do have a side swap as Rip Harambe is opted to take blue side for Game 2. Man, that Game 1 was a dumpster fire after like the first 12 minutes for the side of Rip Harambe. So hopefully, this side swap, and drafting, they can get some more and get some to actually help with playing the game their way, aside from just getting stuck in the side lane with it allowing for a whole game, and they can't actually team fight like their comp was built to.
They're not gonna have to worry about that because first pain coming out with that is that Alawi. So
yes, sir. They're making sure to take that off the board, along with Volibear, Victor being banned from the side of White Lotus there. They're keeping all three the same bans. Yep. Blitzcrank and Amumu all taken off. Actually, my bad. Amumu was actually banned by Rip Harambe Game 1, and it was Nara. But now this time White Lotus is gonna ban it, and Way being taken off the board by Rip Harambe. As we now see what Rip Harambe got up their sleeve, what they're gonna prioritize for this B1.
They're gonna go looking at Thresh first pick.
Okay, there is Maokai. Wise Mystical Tree.
There we go. I mean, looking to be pretty similar, except exactly swapped. So I guess not similar at all, but it's going to be Rip Harambe going for Maokai and White Lotus going for the Skarner this time.
Yep, and now we see the Skarner. Yeah, I'm looking at the same picks, but different people.
For sure.
Didn't expect that one tonight.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised over the priority with this first pick Maokai, but it seemed to work for White Lotus last game, so see what they rounded out. They're going to go for Thresh again.
All right, so the question is, are we going to see another Nautilus coming out for the side for Rip Harambe? Because Perfect Bill was playing decent on it. It's just a matter of unfortunate they were just they tried to gank, and 3 kills went over to the bot lane of White Lotus, but let's see. As we see the Jinx coming out for the side of Rip Harambe. So no Kai'Sa this go around. They're going to switch the Hyper Carry up.
Yeah, just a little more consistent damage. That's easy to hit because a lot of times we see like Kai'Sa just being forced to go in and getting one shot or CC'd. So I think this will give them a little more front to back capability, which might be more consistent.
Definitely so. Now we're in the last 5 seconds, and looking like it's going to be Alistar coming out for Rip Harambe. Perfect Bill answering the Thresh with the alley.
Yeah, I was not expecting that. Like, to see Thresh and Alistar, I mean, I don't know the last time I've seen these champs in, like, games since I've been in the tournament, but they're both very good champs, just a little different. Not going for the scaling, but then I say that, and they're thinking Kog'Maw, so.
Oh, my. So, Rip Harambe has the Great Wall, and then White Lotus has a Kog'Maw.
Yeah, which is enough to say about that. Like,
oh boy.
I mean, it's scary. It's one of those champs that, like, no matter what you build against it, once it hits a certain threshold, it's just literally gonna melt everybody. So we're gonna need something for this Kog'Maw, but at least they do have the Maokai with that point and click W, so at least hard CC, then follow up with the Alistar could be really good into this Kog'Maw this game.
Man, we're gonna be having a fun time in this game. Let's see what the rest of the draft has for us. As we see the bans coming out, same as before. The Camille, Fiora for the side of White Lotus, Vex, and Mundo for the side of Rip Harambe. And oh boy, we might be in for a jug and for a Protect the Kog'Maw caught because Shin is coming out. So make sure that you can stand united with the Kog'Maw to keep him alive. I'm just curious, what enchanter? Well, actually, if they're gonna take an enchanter mid, they're gonna outright just take a team fighter, like possibly picking the Orianna again for the mid lane. That's it again, but that was Rip Harambe. But I'm curious to see what's going to happen here as Jackson's going to be picked up by Rip Harambe.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to say, this is definitely looking a lot more like a White Lotus draft where they just draft for super scaling, protect the ADC comps all the time. So I think this is looking way more like in White Lotus's wheelhouse with the Cog, Thresh, and Shen. And then I'm thinking they're gonna maybe round it out just potentially with Syndra again, just maybe some damage, or maybe
or maybe Rip Harambe takes Syndra instead.
Maybe I just won't even say anything, I guess, but maybe they're gonna answer with Orianna or even like maybe Ari. It's not the best, but it's definitely doable for sure.
Definitely is doable. Definitely is doable. But I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't like Orianna Orianna Syndra matchup here.
Yeah, for sure. I'll say Syndra definitely has the matchup there. Well, I guess it will maybe be the Ari.
That is a lot better though. Good.
Oh yeah, I mean that Syndra Ori matchup is definitely Syndra. I mean we saw it last game. Like you have so much more pressure, like kill pressure on the Orianna, and I think this is looking like a good draft from White Lotus. They have enough peel protection just with Thresh Shen alone that it should be enough for this Kog'Maw to at least like get a lot of damage off. But I mean, they have a lot of hard engage on Rip Harambe's side with Maokai, Alistar, and then the Jax, puts up the E and you just can't even be auto attacked. So we'll have to see how these team fights play out for sure.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. I kind of would have rather the artillery mage here, since they're gonna be like basically fighting front to back anyway. But yeah. Ari is fine, but
that's why I
like the artillery mage better here.
No, for sure. Like I completely agree. For like the team fights, I definitely think it's better. I feel like the Ari pick is probably more for like lane. I feel like than like the whole grand scheme of things.
No, definitely so.
But yeah, could have seen the Karma mid pulled out.
That would have been funny. That would have been funny. I kind of would have been hyped up a little bit. Just a tad. But all right, guys, we're gonna ask you again. Like, we got the predictions of which side are you going with, man? You going with White Lotus Wisteria? You going with AG Rip Harambe? Tell us who you got in the prediction, in the vote. Looking like White Lotus is currently ahead with the points, but while we wait for the good old spectate delay, because we're not Riot Games, unfortunately. We're not affiliated with Riot Games. We just play their game. We're gonna go to a brief intermission. You guys take your break, get your snacks, juice, drink, kiss your wife, kids. You know the spiel already, so why should I have to say it again? You guys should know about heart by now. But we'll see you guys when we hit the riff for game 2 of White Lotus Wisteria versus AG Rip Harambe. Again, for the round 1 playoffs IBSG Season 2 League of Merc Academy Esports. See you guys then in a moment. gentlemen, welcome back to your game 2 as we are hitting the rear for White Lotus Wisteria versus AG Rip Harambe again for the round 1 playoffs of the IBSG Season 2 League of Merc Esports. All right. This is going to be interesting, man. Tell me, Hemo, what you think about this game? Because I already spoke a lot during Champ Select.
I mean, my main thoughts I would think is just like that White Lotus is definitely going back to at least what we thought they were, where it was a lot of like strong 5v5 ball comps around their ADC. And I think that's like what they went for this game for sure. And I think Harambe, they have a kind of similar-ish draft, not as all in, like hard engaged 5v5, but they definitely still have the tools with the Maokai and Alistar, but they still have the skirmishing power like 2v2, 3v3 with the Jack Syndra. So I think it might not explode as much last game, but who knows?
Hey, man. Explode the game. Hey, man. I'm all here for it. Let's go, baby. I want to see chaos. I want to see action, but at the same time, we're probably not going to see it on the side of White Lotus Wisteria as, you know, they have a lot of scaling. I mean, you might see some action coming out from the Skarner and the Ahri because the 2v2 is, in my opinion, better than the Maokai and Syndra.
Yep.
But outside of that, I don't think it's going to be much.
Yeah, I definitely think, especially pre-6, I think the 2v2 mid could be good for both sides, but I definitely think it's favored Ahri earlier for sure. But I just like the fact that they have more abilities to like fight earlier, where last game it was more like, you know, you don't really want to be fighting with Kennen like pre-6 and stuff like that. So I think the fact that they have more just options this game, but also I think they have better scaling, if not at least the same. So I think they'll just have more opportunities this game if they play to their comp compared to last one, but we'll have to see.
Definitely we'll have to see. Right now, just same tale as last game. Just, you know, a lot of trading. Aside from that, not really much going on. As both sides of that ball lane is level 2. But, you know, if Momo's on the card mode, they're not trying to fight for the moment. I mean, I'm a psychopath. I would fight, but again, I'm a psychopath. I'm not exactly great influence, but I tell you what, one person that might be running for their life for the moment is that Wise Mystical Tree chasing down the Ahri. Here comes Flash from support in that bot lane, going to try for Delph Sentence. Flash from Brayer too. He's gonna be looking for Flash on Delph. Now we're gonna be a 2-on-2, make it a 1v3. I am so sorry for lying to you, but Jack's gonna flash in, and there's gonna be a kill. First blood over to Don't Eat Bees.
I don't know if that was a visual bug, but that flash just looked like almost like it was in place or something, or got canceled by the queue. I don't know, but definitely going a lot better earlier for Rip Harambe this game. Getting a first blood on the Syndra is really going to help, and getting the flash out of Ahri.
Definitely will. Definitely will. As now, Don't Eat Bees running for his life as the game Soren come through. Soren is about quarter HP though, so might be forced to bag. Maokai could possibly look for invade here, especially he saw Soren walking towards his bottom side. But it's gonna be just going for the Scuttle for the moment. But I'm curious, he's gonna actually go for the invade, or he's gonna just go back to his blue side. Come on, no balls, man. He always goes back into his blue side. Come on.
Hey, for sure, and it looks like a great wave state for Jax as well. So, and that's the one thing like compared to last game.
All right, Delph Sentence comes through. They're looking to do more damage. Major is out of mana in the bot side. Oh boy, and there goes the Cogmod pressing the W. They're trying to run down the Jinx, but Jinx gonna take a good amount of damage when we gonna walk away. There is the taunt coming out from the Shin. Downfall's not gonna be really getting much damage as the W is there. Make sure that Shin is good. You gotta love Spirit's Refuge sometimes.
Yeah, no, I mean, I guess there is a sizable CS lead in the mid lane, but besides that, I think everything's going exactly how Rip Harambe want right now.
All right, and speaking of Rip Harambe, they should have seen Skarner on the top side, but now on bot side, we got a little bit of chaos. Momo calling the traps. Both exhausts are expended. Okay, but not much so far from there. As both jungles are on that top side, Void Grub's gonna be spawning in momentarily. Oh boy, boy, boy. Momo, you are playing with fire, my boy. Because you are low HP. And you have no clue where Syndra is at. But the flash comes out from perfect build. Sorry, the Hex Flash. We're not gonna find anyone.
No, yeah, I mean, I think these lanes are going about as expected for sure. The Jax is in that.
Oh, speaking of Jax, he might be looking for might be looking to see a gray screen in a moment. Counter Strike is gonna keep him alive, but he's gonna be forced to back. Teleport is up for the Jax, not the flash though. Here comes the combo from the Alistar. Barrier forced out from Momo, but they're looking to turn it around. Perfect will take a good amount of damage, but the Jinx is still laying down the hurt on the bottom side of White Lotus Wisteria. And here we look mid. We got Spirit Rush coming out. First, make it a second. Don't eat bees. He uses Scatter the Weak. Who will find the kill? Ultimate is still up. And Don't Eat Bees is going to unleash power onto the Ori. And the Fox going to die. And Hestica almost goes on himself too. If Jax had Flash, he can go for the kill. But unfortunately, the wasted one from earlier. And he doesn't seal the deal. But Shen is going to be forced to back. He does not have teleport, so Downfall can look to hard shove this turn and go back.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is just going to show, like, they just have so much more, like, fighting opportunities even within the lanes themselves. Like, they have a lot more stronger lanes against their opponents this game, and it's really looking good for them right now. Like, Jack's up 20 CS, and, Shen has to go for Thornmail, blanking on the item right now for the item Shen bought, but that's not going to be really doing much against Syndra or Maokai, so I think really this is looking really good for Rip Harambe's right now.
Definitely, but Hestica be able to make it a top side, but you look at the CS difference between Hestica and Downfall. Good lord, 30 CS down is the Shen. It's a rough game for him, buddy. That man's gonna be nothing but an O-bot. He's not gonna have the gold to be a tank, really.
Yeah, and I have to imagine that Shen has to be a pretty bad lane matchup into Jazz, because I mean, you just hold Counter-Strike till Shen dashes in, and then there's not much anything Shen can do at that point. Jax is only going to scale really well into this game, so I think it's going to be a very strong point of power for them.
I mean, but the funny thing is that Shen can also just block Jack's auto attacks with the Spirit Refuge.
For sure.
But I would say this mid lane is, out of all the lanes, mid lane is the most like one I'm eyeballing, because Syndra is already 2 kills up. Granted, only down 3S2, 3 CS also. So this is gonna get interesting, because you're at the solo kill on RA1. You got 2 stacks on the Dark Seal, and this is what I was talking about earlier. Counter Strike to the Spirit Refuge. It don't matter, but Downfall is gonna do more damage anyway, because he has more money, has a lot more power. Hestica does have Flash, hasn't used it yet, gonna use it now. Here comes Jax. Oh, and here comes the shield. Should be a trade, 1-for-1.
Yeah, I don't know if that trade's worth it for Jax. It's hard to see based on the mini-map, tell how many minions there are, but definitely not the worst thing. But giving Shen this kind of gold, even if it's just a little bit, I feel like he's going to be more help him sustain in that lane. But I mean, still solo kills traded, so gold going to both of them.
Alrighty. Well, I would say, despite what's going on around the map, the problem for Rip Harambe is they're allowing this ticking time bomb and bot named Kog'Maw to exist at the moment. And I don't think that's going to work out too well for them. They keep just allowing him to just farm freely and have these shoves. And I ain't be punished for it. And speaking of punish, man, Don't Eat Bees is giving pain and judgment over to this Fox. As now Sora's going to be forced to flash, and he really just went back into the nature's grasp. What the hell did I just watch?
Yeah, I mean, we thought the Syndra was strong last game, and this is a 4-0 start for this, and there's only 10 minutes. This is really going to be, I feel like, when your whole team identity is to protect this Kog'Maw, I mean, with this Jax and especially Cinder being this far ahead, they might just be able to one-tap the Kog'Maw even through with Shen ult coming in, so it's gonna be tough this game.
I'm just saying, I watched Soren just go from being safe to killing himself, essentially. But you know what happens, I guess everybody has their, bloopers moment. And it's only game 2. But here comes the engage on top side. Now Shen's gonna be under that Spirit Refuge, but Downfall is off to stop the trade. Gets a good bit of damage there, as Shen is already a little under half HP. So,
Yeah, no, it's just like, especially in this top side matchup, like with top and mid, it's just really Harambe's favored right now, and we'll see if they're able to snowball as well as White Lotus did last game, but looking like a solid start so far.
I don't know, Hessica wanted to go in right there, because that might cost him his life right there. Leaf Strike still has not been expended, and now there's going to be a kill over to Downfall. 2-1 and 2 on the Jax, and still almost 30 CS ahead of the Shen. And it's probably going to be looking to get a play here.
For sure, and this Jax is going to start becoming a real problem in the side lane. Up 30 CS, 2 kills. It's going to be a very, very speedy end game for the Jax right now. And it looks like he did get a plate in the top lane.
Yeah, he wasted a good bit of time though, because he initially started to recall, then got the plate, then recalled. Like every second counts in this game, brother. What you doing there? Alright, but Dragon is going to be coming up about 1:05. As we got a dive coming on a bot lane. Major going to be slammed into the wall. Exhaust is utilized, and a kill over to Momo. Clean dive as no one dies on the side of White Lotus Wisteria. But as I was saying that, here comes the cow, and yeah, he just headbutted the Scorpion away.
Yeah, and we saw for a brief moment they did get the ult out of Ahri mid right there, so it shouldn't be up for this Drake fight. Like, even though Ahri's known for having low CD on the ult, the Malignance is not built yet, and it's only rank 1 ult, so it should be down for this Dragon fight that they're looking for in 30 seconds.
Definitely should be.
But they're just playing for 6 grubs right now, and that's really going to make it miserable to play against this Jax in the side lane. He's just going to annihilate these turrets.
Oh, man. How the tables have turned. I'm looking at something very similar to the last game. The scoreline just being 2 less kills. But aside from that being very similar on for the scoreboard, just this time it's Rip Harambe on the blue side rather than the red.
It's looking to be this for this series so far that Cinder's just OP. I don't know, like everyone who gets it just.
I think they picked a horrible pick. But speaking of a horrible pick, Deathsend is locked in on the cow, and now make it Skarner and putting the ground beef against the wall. Maybe not grounded up yet. The cow is still alive. Ultimate was forced out from Perfect Build. Teleport came in from Downfall too. So now the whole team is on this side of the map. But keep in mind, Shen is on the team of White Lotus Wisteria, so they can't look for a fight. But looking for a fight, they won't be able to no more because Momo is dead. And now the flash is being spent. Nature Grass going to catch one. But they're not going to go for any more. He's going to go and finish the drag.
Yeah, I don't know if they were calling for Shen ult there or maybe some miscommunication, but I don't think it went off at all. And how Momo was posturing, it seemed like they were trying to at least call for it. So I don't know what happened there, but now getting the flash and ult out of Ahri, it's just everything's going well for ARG right now.
The flash was too much. You didn't need the flash there.
Do not know.
You already have spirit. You got Spirit Rush. You don't have to flash. Like, huh? Okay, well, aside from me questioning whether White Lotus Wisteria let that first game 1 win get to their head, now they're just playing, cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs right now. I don't know what's going on here. Like, it looks like you make good plays, and then the other part is like blooper reels at this point. Come on, guys.
Yeah, it's almost like we swapped teams at this point, but I don't know. It's just this Cinder and Jax are really far ahead right now, and especially with 6 grubs, this Jax is just going to be bonking these turrets.
And I said it in draft, I say it again. I didn't really like the RE pick, and I rather an artillery mage in this team comp. But looking like we are looking for a potential fight. Devson is not going to find his target. Going to find the cow instead. Here comes Sora Noel, and Perfect Bill is going to headbutt the Scorpion back to his tower. Return to sender. And aside from, and nothing happens from there. Good defense, guys. Yeah, good defense. Rep Harambe, they're looking to make a statement after that game one.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think these champions they've picked are just working a lot better this game than last game. It's more skirmish.
Well, that was a niche interaction. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
So Soren tried to eat through the wall, and as soon as he got like his body came like partially out of like about a couple pixels on the other side. Perfect build pulverized right there, and it knocked Soren up. It stopped his E and made him stuck on the other side of the wall. All right, but as we speaking of that, the engage from Flash on Elf, he's gonna be able to get the kill. And Donnie Bees is dodging these death sentences, man. He is playing with his head on a swivel, make sure he doesn't get caught.
Definitely a good pickup for this Ari though, getting some gold and at least crashing some waves into the side turret. But Jax with Demolish and 6 grubs, he's just wasting away at this turret at this point.
I don't know if you want to go for this. Downfall is pretty strong. Counter Strike comes out. Good amount of damage on the Soren. Here comes backup. As Maokai and Alistar, along with the Syndra, is on the river. They're on the Rift Herald. As now, White Lotus Wisteria, 2 members there trying to push down mid. But keep in mind, they need to be careful. Maokai does have ultimate. He could just walk down. As they're going to be able to get out of there immediately. Try to get back to safety.
Sure, and I guess Ari did end up getting this turret bot side, so that's really going to be a lot of gold and just XP going to Ari's way from the kill and getting this turret. But I mean, they're going to answer with the turret top side, but...
Or are they? Here comes the taunt. Turn shots being taken on downfall. Oh, and Sora's going to miss his target with the E, but he's going to get the cow. But he's not going to be able to slam against the wall, so everybody's just walking out.
Yeah, that pick bot side on the Ari really gave them a lot more momentum and tempo a little bit, but they did end up getting the turret top side. So I wonder if they're going to send the Jax, or they're just going to send the Jax back top and have Syndra go bot. And I'm assuming they're going to try to play for this mid lane turret now, maybe with the Rift Herald, but TP from Jax.
All right, we got a fight here. Nature Grass comes out. It's going to find one. Me too, but here comes the Shin with the Stand United, but it's not gonna make it through. His support is dead. Another kill of the Jax, but 3-man impale. Him and Ari are trying to go crazy. They're looking for one. Ari almost has Perfect Build, but Perfect Build ultimate is still going hard, man, right now. As Perfect Build is almost out, ultimate was expended. Here comes the Jax downfall, trying to create some more kills, along with Don't Eat Bees with the Dark Sphere into the Scatter, the weak. This fight is going wild, left and right, low HP bars as Hestica is on the chase, but he won't be able to find downfall, but he's gonna find his own downfall, as now Syndra is 6-0-1.
Syndra playing a great game this game, and yeah, maybe just a little late on the Shen ult there, and then missing the flash taunt just really kind of threw the little lead they had with the Ari going in. But man, this Syndra is a menace at this point, just half helping the Kog'Maw just with QW. Like, it's going to be really dangerous once this Syndra recalls and spends all this gold. Already a 600 gold bounty and 200 gold on the Jax. This is really strong solo laners from Harambe this game.
All right, now we got a drag being started by White Lotus Wisteria. It's going to be a little worrisome, because Shin doesn't have no ultimate and no teleport. So this can immediately turn into a 4-on-5, especially they're not even burning through the dragon at the moment. They're going to opt to back off. Smart decision on the side of White Lotus Wisteria. They cannot take on the side of Rip Harambe at this moment.
Yeah, I think that was an ambitious Drake call there from the side of White Lotus. I don't know, maybe they thought they just could sneak it or something, but I mean, without Shen ult and TP, they just cannot fight them right now. And it's only going to be second Drake for Rip Harambe, so it's not like they need to fight it drastically, but definitely A little overzealous call there, but if this Kog'Maw can get to 2-3 items, then we gotta fight.
All right, well, everybody's being pretty ambitious, and Jax is going for the die. Momo is like gonna die. He is. Nature Guy comes out. Jax gonna go down for it. So trade 1-for-1, but the kill goes over to support, and we got more action going on. Soren is trying to get out of there. Flash on Elf still has the Spirit Rush. Oh my goodness, 3-man impale again, and now Major is gonna actually go down. Unlike the last time, as now Don't Eat Bees a perfect build. They're on the run. Shin joins the fight too. He enters the fray, and they find another kill. Why is Mr. Katrina's gonna die in support? What the hell are you doing, man?
Yeah, I was just gonna say it. Support's just dying to minions while all this is going on, but man, I feel like if that REQ is just kind of shot off to the side instead of on the 3-man suppressed by their jungler Soren, but they still ended up winning the fight for the most part, barring the support dying to the minions. But definitely some fight from White Lotus here, and if this Kog'Maw can get some items, it's definitely going to be scary still, but that shutdown going over to the Thresh is pretty depressing to see.
Yeah, it is. It definitely is.
I mean, they are down 3k gold to rip Harambe's, but yeah, I mean, if this Kog'Maw can scale, it's going to be... They definitely have a way back in this game, but with all the pressure being put on them, it's really going to be a matter of if they can one-tap this Kog'Maw with the Syndra, Jax, Maokai, and even like Jinx Rocket on top, or if White Lotus can protect this Kog'Maw.
Man, how chaotic these fights been, like left and right, have been everywhere. It's gonna be hard for them to protect the Kog'Maw, man. I mean,
yeah,
this has been crazy. Kind of almost hard to keep up with. Not even gonna lie to you on that one.
For sure.
But Downfall engaging on the Shin. Hestica is gonna use the Spirit Refuge to block the auto attacks damage, but still gonna take quite a bit anyway.
Sure, and I mean, they still have Jinx like scaling as well, and Jinx is no slouch in the late game either. And I feel like with this team comp, specifically with Jax Syndra, like it's going to be pretty easy for her to just get a reset and even potentially just take over the fights with Jinx. So they're going to still have to be careful about the scaling from the bot side on Rip Harambe's side.
Definitely so. But now Sora's gonna be spotted out. Brother, you're invading, but you guys are behind, and now he does have heart still. He might be able to make it out, but I don't think by much as Nature Grass comes out. Super Mega Death Rocket did too. Impale onto 3, but Momo is not going to be able to get the damage down because he got caught by the Nature Grass. Now he's be able to free fire. Now health bars are low on the side of Rip Harambe, but same can be said another. And now we're catching more kills. Downfall is looking to come in with the counter strike. Gonna catch 3, and now we got more kills coming in, and now it's gonna be looking like an ace for the side of AG Rip Harambe, and now they eyeball Baron Nashor.
I don't know if they're going to be able to do this, Baron, but definitely a strong team fight. And I feel like the Jax really is throwing off with this Kog'Maw because, like, you know, Jax, even if he wasn't super far ahead as he is this game, just jumping in with the Counter-Strike, like, what do you do as Kog'Maw? You can't hit him. You can't hit past him. You just have to run. And even if Jax just buys, 5 to 10 seconds of that, it's going to be really easy for him to clean up the fight if Kog'Maw is just having to run away and not able to hit anyone. But really looking like a good game from Rip Harambe's compared to their last one. It's almost like the game's been swapped.
Yeah, Manera finally broke this game open. It's about a 5k goal lead on the side of Rip Harambe, and 17 kills to 8. Keep in mind, Syndra 8-0-5. Are we gonna see 2 games back to back where Syndra doesn't die, but on both sides? Like what?
I don't know. I mean, it's looking like it right now because they don't really have super hard.
Soren, no, you don't have vision, buddy. You're just going into the dark place, and now you gotta blow your flash. What are you doing, Soren? What are you doing?
Yeah, that is definitely not worth it for the crab at all. But I feel like this is just gonna be a hard game for White Lotus to play. Like, unless this Kog'Maw is gonna basically kill everyone, maybe they get picks with the Ahri. The real thing that's been saving them in these fights are these 3-man ults from Skarner. I feel like if he didn't get a 3-man ult every single fight, these would be looking a lot different. But Ahri is getting some pressure in the side lane. That's her second turret. She's split push down, and they're pressuring Baron right now.
I would like to point out though that I think that fight would have been vastly different if the Kog'Maw didn't get caught by the Nature's Grasp.
Yeah, for sure.
I honestly think Kog'Maw this game should have took cleanse, and once you saw this the amount of CC on the team, like you have the Jax, you have the Maokai, you have the Syndra, you also have the Alistar. I understand barrier, but you need to not be locked up with CC. Because now you're gonna be forced to either have a support build a Mikhail's blessing for you, or you have to buy QSS. As now Dragon has been taken by the side of AG Rip Harambe, and now it's like a collapse on the White Lotus Wisteria on this Baron, and they're not even halfway done with it. And now we're gonna be looking for some craziness to start. As ultimate extended from the cow. And now he's going to be taking quite a bit of damage, but Downfall is going to be finding Hestica, but Counter-Strike is gone, and now Kog'Maw is going nuts. Downfall is almost dead. Maokai's able to get on the Momo, but Momo is going to have Stay United beside him. And now Kog'Maw is going to be able to free fire again. But this fight is going either way right now, as we're looking for the first death. And now it's looking like it's going to be Brayer. No, it's going to be Dodie Bees, and Momo is down.
They did end up getting Momo there, and once they get Momo, it's just like, there's not really much else the White Lotus team can do. And man, if only Jinx was able to get that reset at the beginning of the fight, I think that would have looked a lot different. But they got away with such little help that it definitely helped the fight from that end. But yeah, these fights are just looking really hard for White Lotus to play, with all the engage and strength coming from the side of Rip Harambe's.
I had to drink some water after that. Sorry for the people that wearing headphones. I love you all. Just make sure I let y'all know that. Oh, brother.
Man, we got to think like this. That Baron call was like, it was like they were almost fiddling around with it, but then they got off of it, let them take Drake, and then they tried to start it up again. And I feel like that's just looking like almost desperation coming from White Lotus this game. It's their Rip Harambes aren't giving them any options to fight back in this game.
Definitely not. But I do give White Lotus credit. They are trying to keep the fight in their spirit right now, and not letting the goal lead and the kill numbers bring them down. But speaking of bringing somebody down, Downfall is like he's gonna be caught up, but he's gonna leap his way out of there.
Yeah, I think they just got to stop playing towards the Shen lane.
All right, here we go. Fight down mid lane. Deathsin is going to bring in the cow again as it's all being utilized onto Momo, but Momo is going to die, possibly barrier being used, but it's not going to matter. He's going to die still. And don't eat bees. Oh, they're going to trade. He almost turns it around, but they get the trade 1-for-1, but 2 dead on the side of White Lotus Wisteria. And now AG Rip Harambe, they're pushing the mid lane, looking to finally break open their base. And now we got a fight going on, and 3-man impale again. The cow is dead, been turned to ground beef, and like Bird's gonna be down too. Downfall with the counter strike is gonna take the thresh, but can he finish off the Shin? He does have Borg, so he probably be able to fight. But keep in mind that Thorin Mail is a item, as Soren is running down Major.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like they really tried to brute force for that turret there, and I don't really know if that was the right call, because I mean the thing is, like, they're just giving shutdowns. Like, even though Ahri and Syndra traded, that was 1,000 gold shutdown going over to this Ahri, and you can see, like, even though it's 10-1-5 to 4-5-2, like, Ahri's still 3 items now and still very strong in this game.
And now White Lotus Wisteria, they're working their way on this Baron. Kog'Maw is there, so they're about halfway down. But some members of Rip Harambe should be able to make it, but probably not in time. But probably be able to try to look for a fight. As well, I think that's probably what they're going to do. And yep, there it is. As the Dark Spear Scatter the Weak combo is going to find 2. But they're going to be looking to try to go in on Flash on Elf. Flash on Elf, he does have the Spirit Rush. Why are you walking that way? You just caused your death. You should have kept going up. Ooh. And now there's 2 guard and Super Mega Death Rock is going to catch the Kog'Maw. Oh, come on. Y'all just made a good play go sour. What's going on here?
Yeah, a little. I mean, he still got the Baron, so it's still 1,500 gold over and the Baron buff, but not having it on this Ahri is really going to make it a lot more difficult to split in that side lane. And having Kog'Maw dead at this point, like, Kog'Maw already dead, like, you just have no damage right now. Like,
kept sentence onto the Jax, but what is they really gonna do, man? I mean, Downfall is almost dead, but Nature's Gas gonna stop. Oh, and Pale's gonna bring him back in. And now Don't Eat Bees, he's about to probably die. Yes, he will. The tanks unite, and the tanks take down 2. Looking for 3 as they run down Brayer. All right, the taun's gonna find Brayer. This should be an easy kill. They're chopping down the tree. Yes, they are. Deforestation at its finest on the Rift. But the Jinx and the Alistar are already on the Drake, so they'll be looking to try to claim this Cloud Drake already. But,
yeah.
And White Lotus, they're right heading that way, but they're 9 times out of 10 won't make it.
Yeah, they should be able to get this. It's going to be close, but it's looking like it's going to die right as they get there. And... okay,
all right, Soul will be taken. Hey, Jinx gonna flash over the wall. Keep in mind, Alistar doesn't have flash, and some more ground beef is gonna be made.
And I gotta say, you gotta give it to Soren this game. It's like every team fight, it's been a 3-man ult from this Skarner, which has really helped them every fight it's happened. And I think they did secure Soul or Cloud Soul, which is definitely going to be very strong for this team, especially. Oh, we got Jax fighting in the mid lane.
All right, well. White Lotus, Wisteria turning this thing around, turns the goal lead. Now Don't Eat Bees gonna die. Picked off again. Wow, well, this game was heavily towards AG Ripper Harambe, but oh, Momo, you are wild, man. You are a crazy lad. But here comes the Impale. Maybe he was the bait, and now, oh no, Nature Guy's gonna keep Momo from being able to help. Now Sora's gonna be half HP. Kog'Maw is getting a lot of damage down. Here comes the charm onto the cow. Ground beef being made again. Bye-bye. We ain't talking Taco Bell. But it looks like they're going to just keep pushing onto their base. 4 going on to mid to be able to try to push in for the mid tower, along with Ari splitting that bot side. But 3 going to respond to her, so just losing 2 people with no towers.
Yeah, I think this is the first time since like maybe 5 minutes, or 5-10 minutes, where White Lotus is ahead in gold at this point. They've clawed back that entire deficit. Yes, they're down Cloud Soul, but I mean, they've got enough time for this Kog'Maw to scale. He's 3 items now, and now this Shen is able to match the side lane at least into Jax, and this Ahri is really strong. 3.5 items, pretty much the same as this Syndra sitting on 3.5 items. So it's really hard to say how this game is going to go right now. They really just need to get a fight where they can get on this Kog'Maw and then proceed to do something after that, where every time so far this game, they've won a fight killing Kog'Maw or something, and then they've just overstayed and lost complete advantages on the other side. So it's probably going to come down to when this Baron and Elder spawns. I feel like it's going to be some of the last fights of this game.
Oh, brother. Brother, they went from Rip Harambe had this game in full control to this. And remember I said the ticking time bomb? Well, he may have 6 depth, but he does have 3.5 items.
Yeah, it looks like he's going for, oh, now this item's just gone from my mind. I'm just all over the place today with remembering item names. Got a
I'm
flash.
assuming you're talking Jack Show, but there's another death for Don't Eat Bees.
And a great charm flash, and man, they're just getting caught in this side lane from this Ahri.
Oh boy, but there's gonna be 2 getting caught, and they're gonna impale, but it's only gonna get 1. Fan United's gonna come in, but Jinx is gonna knock that shield off and knock her back to the gray screen. And now Soren is taking a lot of damage, but Mobile is also getting a lot of damage down himself. That Super Mega Death Rider gonna hit, but not the target that they want. As now they're looking to run down and actually try to take this top tier 1, not sorry, tier 1, but tier 2 tower. But Jax is split pushing their base, and now White Lotus Wisteria had to look to make something happen here, as now the Twisted Advance is going to get on to Momo. Momo is down low, but there's another kill. The cow is gone, but Jax is split pushing the inhibitor turn, and it's going to be another inhibitor. Can AG Ripper Harambe keep the side of White Lotus Wisteria down up in top lane without making it back? They're trying. Major is trying.
Ooh,
and he's going to be able to stop some backs, but Skarner is going to be able to make it. Will Downfall actually run away is the question. Looking like it may be a yes. Oh boy, Brer stopping backs. Stops the backs of 3 actually. Jax already got off though, but Brer may die for this. Alright, he flashes over the wall. And what
I
the
don't know
hell?
what
Alright,
that
cool.
thresh flash was, but
Alright, support. Well, yeah.
yeah, I mean that's the thing though with this cloud, with even just 3 cloud drakes and then cloud soul, it's gonna be really hard if they want to stop your recall. They're just gonna run you down and stop it. But yeah, Jack's got a lot right there, and I think that's how they need to be playing these fights. Like just this Jack's in the side lane with 6 grubs and 3 damage items, kind of, and just 4 items in general. Jax, he's just gonna melt these turrets, like, and there's no one really that can stop him. Like, yes, Shen can match him, but you see the Shen ult went off, and they just killed him through the Shen ult. So it's gonna be really tough if they can keep this Jax in the side lane, just pressuring. Then I think it's gonna look really good for the side of Rip Harambe.
Definitely so. Definitely so. Alright, well, Baron is up, and White Lotus Wisteria is passing around. They're busy getting vision at the moment, and now White Lotus Wisteria, they're making their way onto that river, killing the vision as they see Brer is now there as the side of White Lotus Wisteria. They're going to back off. They're looking at it. They know Shin's not there. Staying United is back up, though.
Yep.
So you could join the fray, but like I said, Jinx 4 items in. Should just be able to crit away that shield. Oh boy, Soren might be getting caught, but Thresh Blander's gonna bring him out. He should be just fine.
Yeah, and I think that Rip Harambe right now needs to just either start an objective and just pull them towards them to give Jax this pressure, or they just need to push down on the opposite side, because right now they're kind of just. I mean, they did have Shen and Ari bot, and I feel like they could have tried to do something here, but now it's kind of they're letting the super minions push in through the bot side. And I think maybe they need to maybe send this Jax top, but it looks like they're all just grouping around this Elder right now. So, well, Jax is running through mid lane, and they're trying to get pressure through the mid wave, and maybe trying to start this Elder. But maybe Ari's recalling, maybe finish Death Cap. I'm assuming if she recalled, she has to be finishing it.
Alright, now Rip Harambe, they're starting the Elder Drake. Oh, and White Lotus, they're gonna opt to go for Baron instead of contesting the Elder?
Yeah, I don't know what Ari's doing, just sitting in the base. Like, yeah, I guess she was waiting for Death Cap, but I would not take this trade if I was White Lotus. I mean, trading Baron for Elder, like, that just does not seem worth it. I mean, they could have just Jinx rocketed and simply stole it or just stopped bases, but I mean, maybe they're going to try to look for the end right now, but I don't.
Oh, they're gonna flash and immediately go and get impaled, but only impale one. His health bars are already low, but you traded Elder. Why did you look for an immediate fight? You just throwing the game and Jinx is going crazy. Triple kill over to the Jinx. Make it almost acquired to the 4th one to go over to Syndra instead. And this game is gonna go over to AG Rip Harambe. What the hell were you guys thinking there?
Yeah, I don't know what they were thinking. I don't know if they thought maybe they could burn the Baron and walk back to Elder, or maybe they didn't think they were on it, because once you take that trade, like, they're already up in your base. Like, I mean, I don't really know what they were thinking there. And then the one ult flash from Skarner just like really kind of just like threw me for a loop, because they battled back that entire game just to kind of throw it away, it looked like.
Hey man, I just gotta know how much did White Lotus Wisteria get paid for that game? Let me go talk to the head of Merc Academy real quick. Make sure nobody didn't pay them to throw that game, because good grief, it looks like they're right there. Like
I mean,
Vegas was involved in that game.
yeah, and I think, like, I don't know why the Ari recalled and was sitting in the fountain for like a good like 30 seconds. I don't know if she was like calling like, we can't fight Elder because I'm waiting for Rabadons or something, but like it just seemed weird, because at first I thought like, oh, she's recalling for Rabadons. Then I was like, she was sitting there, so I was like, okay, maybe she's just trying to get a flank TP. Then she just TP'd to the Baron like as soon as she bought Rabadon. So it seemed like she was just like sitting there waiting for like 100 gold, which kind of like threw a lot of the. I don't really know what happened there in the end, but good win for Rip Harambe. I mean, they had a great start to that game. They just, I think, need to work on closing it out, or not being so greedy sticking around after they've already won the play.
Man. Well, tragic end for the comeback story of White Lotus Wisteria, but not all stories have good endings. But it's only the ending for that game, as this series is now 1-1. It's still anybody's game here, as we guarantee you got two more games of League of Legends to go. And now we're gonna throw it over to a brief intermission as we get set up for the draft for Game 3, guys. Hope you guys enjoying the cast so far and the games themselves. I know I am. I'm pretty sure Hemo is at the moment. But we're gonna take a brief intermission. When we get back, the draft's gonna be started. See you then.
Hell yeah. Oh yeah, they're well in the draft.
Oh, draft started.
Yeah.
All right, we're back on. Oh, it's not. All right, welcome back, guys. We are in the draft for Game 3 of White Lotus Wisteria versus Harambe. If you noticed, again, we had a side swap where White Lotus is taking blue side instead, just like the Game 1. But instead, in the B1 position for the lock-in, it's going to be a Mumu instead of the Maokai. Because if you take a look at the bans, the Sad Mummy wasn't taken off the board, but instead the Syndra was banned this go around. As now, outside of that, the bans are pretty much the same. As now Maokai Jinx picked up for the side of Rip Harambe and Caitlyn being picked up for White Lotus Wisteria. Possibly, again, not locked in just yet, so don't mark my words down at the moment.
Yeah, so it's looking like we're going to see at least something different because Mumu let through, and we're not going to be seeing the Skarner, which we've seen every game so far. And yeah, I guess you were right not to say for sure because they went with Smolder, and now they're looking for Seraphine.
Oh boy. All right, so anybody know the last game I just casted, which was about like a day or two ago, I believe? We had a Smolder mid, and the stacks took like 30 whole minutes, a little over 30 minutes to get the stacks. Hopefully, I don't have a repeat in this game. Hopefully, but for the side of White Lotus Wisteria, they do have a flex in the Smolder. Could go bot, could go mid, but they do have the Seraphine to be able to help with that bot lane. Be able to be that enchanter to make sure Mumu doesn't die. So that's good. But the Tam Ken's going to be coming out for the side of Rip Harambe, along with the Jinx, a classic bot lane. Classic, almost as old as time. So, of course, exaggerating. But we're back into the bans. Mundo being the same. Probably going to be Fiora for Rip Harambe again, too, along with White Lotus. Probably going to be banning the same things, maybe. Yep, there it is. Fiora is getting banned.
Yeah, just going with the Mundo Vex again and the Fiora Camille again. Yeah, I think a lot of these games have just come down to the solo lanes for the most part. It seemed like it's like both games, the solo lanes played a big part in how they were able to play throughout the game. Like, so I think this last pick, counter pick, is really going to come in handy for Rip Harambe this game if they can get a good matchup. But they're just going to lock Ahri, and the Syndra's not there, so I don't know what they're going to look to play into this. Maybe they try to go.
Smolder can be flexed over to mid because Smolder actually, at least in my opinion, I feel like Smolder is good into Ahri. If you take the Grassy Undying and go to Triforce build, you can trade art, punish art a lot because it's kind of hard for art to really fight you. Like if she steps up to you, that's what you want. She goes into W, you go auto Q, get a stack, and as long as you make sure you do it when you have a grass prop, you get a good trade in. About equal out, if not you being more and just do short trades just like that. But Aurelia is gonna be locked in for the top side of White Lotus Wisteria. It's gonna be fun. I think it's like the second time I've seen Aurelia in the IBSG here. So
yeah, I think Aurelia is like just one of those champs. I know whenever I play mid, I just ban that thing in solo queue because it's just so drastically different based on who's playing it, and just like you don't see it that much, and that's one of the lanes where it can just become a complete menace. Like we saw the last series I casted with you with the Aurelia mid into the Karma, and it just completely took over this whole game.
Yep. And speaking of a solo lane, we have the Rumble coming out to round up this team comp from White Lotus Wisteria here.
You're for the Olaf in the Rumble. Pretty solid. I think even like Mordekaiser could just absolutely manhandle Rumble, but Olaf's pretty good too, especially if they're looking for this comp, just people to go in, right? I mean, I think it could be really good from the side of ARG, AR, AGR8. I keep saying ARG. I don't know why. I like
I don't know. I
flows
don't
off
know
my
what you're
tongue
thinking about.
differently.
Yeah, I don't know what you're thinking about, brother. But Olaf is a pretty solid pick, especially when you got the Encore and Curse of the Side Mummy flying out from the side of White Lotus Wisteria. Just keeps him and keeps the Olaf, you know. Ragnarok is an ability, and you just don't get CC'd and just everybody presses R. He just doesn't care and just running down the carries. But the problem is, the only people you're gonna be running down is a Smolder and a Seraphine, and everybody else is gonna be like either Bruiser like or they're gonna look at you and laugh because they're gonna be doing more damage to you. Like they're gonna be kind of happy you're running into their face. So I'm not sure if I like the Olaf here. I mean, his job is gonna be basically kill Smolder, but Smolder just flies away.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think this is looking like a good draft from Rip Harambe. It's just like I feel like a lot of the games that we've seen have. The last game went well for them with this kind of draft. Like, it's just a lot of the onus is going to be on Rip Harambe to go in and get the right plays. But I think if this Smolder can farm safely, it's going to be a menace in the late game for sure. And still, just the core of a Mumu, Smolder, and Seraphine, it's a lot of strong team fighting, peeling and CC, and then mixed with like Aurelia and Rumble on top. I could see it going either way. I think a lot of it's going to come down to the solo lanes like it has both series so far.
But here's also my other issue with Rip Harambe's draft is like you have all this front line, but you have nobody to keep them alive. So now if the problem is if Aurelia gets fed or Smolder does, it's not gonna be a good time, and especially where you have TK to keep swallow Jinx, cool. But who's gonna keep the Maokai and the Olaf and the TK healthy? Like there's nobody there. There's no enchanter to back them up. So if Smolder Aurelia gets big, it's gonna be a long and hard road for AG Rip Harambe. They're gonna have to find some creative ways to actually take over the game from that point.
For sure.
So they have to play this early game very well, or it's gonna be a rough time like mid game.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think a lot of this is just going to come down to, like, if Olaf Ari gets ahead and they're just running at you, it could be really strong. But if Aurelia gets ahead, or Smolder, or even Rumble gets ahead and just able to do a tons of damage when they're running, it could also be a problem. So I think a lot of it's going to come down to the solo lanes and Smolder as well, how much he can stack or how safe he is in the bot lane. But for sure, I definitely think scaling is probably a little bit more towards White Lotus, but Jinx still scales really well towards the late game too if they're able to get a reset. And I think with Ari Olaf running in, they could try to get resets at least pretty consistently. But I think it's going to be a good game for sure.
It's going to be an interesting game to say the least. I mean, I think the X factor is pretty much going to be Olaf here. Like whether Olaf can actually kill Smolder or not. Because if he doesn't, then it's not gonna bode well and for the team fights. Because especially where the only big source of engage you really have is like hard engage is Maokai. Yeah, Tam Kench can press W, but you don't want Tam Kench up there in the front line. You want him by the Jinx to keep the Jinx alive. Because if Jinx dies, your team fight's over. So he has to be there by the Jinx. So that means Maokai has to be the one for the most part to do the engage. I mean, you could try with picks for Ari. If you want to pick people off being like bush junkie stuff, but on the other end though, you have the Seraphine, you have the Mumu, and you have really good team fighting prowess, especially out of Rumble with the Equalizer.
Yeah, I definitely could see it going either way. I think it's just I see upsides to both sides and downsides to both as well. It's just, I think, like you said, it's just going to really come down to how this Olaf is. And I think that's a lot of games with Olaf in it. Like if Olaf gets really far ahead and he's just running you down, he's like annoying to deal with. But if he's just like super weak, then he's useless. So I think a lot of it is going to come down to this Olaf in particular for sure.
All right, well, guys, we're gonna go to a brief intermission. But before we do, just let you know the predictions haven't started. So put in your predictions and for which team's gonna win. Is it gonna be White Lotus or Wisteria? Is it gonna be AGRH? We'll find out, and we'll find out what you think when we get back, and I'll announce it. But until then, we're gonna take a brief break. Get your snacks, drinks, soda, water, whatever. Use your bath. Take your bathroom break now. I know I sure do. But we'll see you guys when we hit the reel for Game 3 of IBSG Season 2, Game 3 of the Round 1 for White Lotus Wisteria versus AG Rip Harambe. All right, folks, welcome back. Welcome back as we hit the reel for Game 3 of this Round 1 playoff matchup of White Lotus Wisteria versus AG Rip Harambe. Oh boy, nothing crazy. Standard 5 point right now. Nothing wild.
30 seconds until
I was
minions
hoping
spawn.
for. But let's take a look. See what you guys had. Are the predictions still up? And it's looking like AG Rip Harambe. They're winning the crowd over with this draft. They got the predictions so far. But only time will tell to see if these guys were right or not.
Minions have
Okay.
spawned.
Right into the game.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. Well, looking like TK and Jinx are probably gonna be looking to do some good old cheese down the bot lane. The bot side of White Lotus Wisteria, Momo Sport, they won't be aware of it. They had no wards down, let alone no one was checking either. So But they seem like they feel like something's gonna happen. They're gonna wait a little bit, wait it out. They do spot out the Jinx coming from the bush, but they might be a little wary. Yep, they are. They're gonna find it. They're gonna find the TK is there in the bush. Get some free damage down.
Yeah, and I say like we were talking during the intermission. I think a lot of this game is really going to come down to this Olaf and Aurelia and how they can impact engaging on the backline carries because Smolder does scale really well, but Jinx, as we saw last game, also scales really well into the late game too. So it's really going to be an interesting game to see, and I think it could go either way.
Definitely so. It's Flash on up, already making his presence known, doing a good amount of damage onto Don't Eat Bees, trying to get hit payback for that last game.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, this is also the first game where we're not going to see a super fed Syndra at 10 minutes, so that's also going to make it maybe a little more slower pace in the beginning, but I don't know. Aurelia is also very volatile, especially.
Definitely. Well, Rumble is getting shoved in. I mean, Olaf is not exactly a good matchup for the Rumble for the moment. But and his team's case is hoping he's gonna be able to farm up and not necessarily get killed, but just be ready for the fights later on. As now Flash enough is getting ganked by the Maokai. Briar's taking 2 shots. He's gonna blow the Flash, but it was way too late. As now first blood goes over to the Aurelia.
Oh no, and that is not what you want to see.
Oh boy, Brian is looking for more. He might be dead, and he is. Charm's gonna connect and kill would be traded.
He's a little overzealous from the Aurelia there, but man, that at least Ari was able to trade it back. But man, that's not what you want to see.
All right, TK's on the WN. TK gonna take a lot of damage. He's gonna be forced to flash out. This bot lane is just going crazy right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of like we said. I feel like a lot of it's going to be going through this mid lane. Like, now we see a Mumu coming topside trying to gank this Olaf, but Olaf does pop Ghost and is able to dodge out of all the skill shots being shot his way. And not much is really... Oh, gets hit by the Mumu Q on the back end, but I don't think that's really going to do anything. He might even be able to solo kill the Mumu here, but low on mana. He's going to go for it, but does not end up getting it. So that is going to be good for the side of White Lotus right now. Getting a kill on that Olaf is really nice and is going to help out this Rumble.
Definitely so. That's one key part about playing Rumble is you want to get them ahead when you typically pick them. So the fact that they are actually putting pressure towards that top side in order to get them more kills is great for the side of White Lotus. And boy, oh boy, that's that Q from Seraphine almost took out Major, forces him to flash. They're going to be trying to back, but keep in mind, the flash from Momo is up, and he's going to get the kill, and now they might be looking to kill Perfect build here, as now the Great Health is already down. They are looking for the kill, and Knight's coming out. Perfect is going to be able to walk away. But it should be a plate over to the side of White Lotus Wisteria's bot lane.
Yeah, not just like a plate and a solo kill, but like two and a half waves of minions and XP just lost by this Jinx and Tom Kench to a lesser degree, but man, you gotta say this game is really looking White Lotus favored right now. Like, besides for that kill traded by the Ahri, a good W. So yeah, this is looking really strong for White Lotus for this game 3.
Definitely is.
I mean, you got to say, man, this Rumble on 19 CS is still probably down quite a bit in gold with just an assist. So
I feel like this is one of those moments where somebody picked a champion that they don't exactly have full grasp of, probably.
Yeah, I'm not really sure after the Rumble nerf, so I haven't really seen him as much. But
so the people don't know, but I am a Rumble mid fanatic. I'm gonna say fanatic. But people tend to tell me that I am a Rumble merchant.
Hey, there you go.
And which I don't think they're wrong either. But yeah, this is not looking good for them. Like, in all honesty, you can play back. It's Splash and Elf's gonna engage on it. Don't EB. He's gonna get some good damage now. But yeah, man, you can still play safe and be able to farm with this champion. You still do have the harpoons from his E to be able to farm with.
Oh yeah.
but it seemed like he's not really doing just a great of a job, and not really using his bar either, like his heat bar at all. So he's not
Yeah,
really. So he's a lot of damage missing. Like now he's getting some down, which is good, but
man, definitely not taking advantage of that passive when he's overheated, just to be able to bonk you with insane attack speed and max health damage. But yeah, I don't know. I didn't really get to see much of the early lane, but it seems like he's bouncing back, and I'll probably stay. I'm thinking around this like 20 CS lead, like 20, 25 ish, and it probably should stabilize. But yeah, just the assist. It's probably even gold up in the top lane right now, even with an assist. But he is low HP, and one thing for Rumble is he doesn't use mana, and Olaf is running low on mana, but just levels up and gets a little back. So
yeah, and they both are. They both do have ultimates at their expenses currently right at the moment. But it's equalized. He probably should drop it now, buddy. You're getting ran down. You're waiting too late, and now he's probably gonna get ran down and die. But we got bot lane going crazy as the roam comes down, and now Aurelia's gonna find a kill alone with the smolder.
and they're really playing well around with this Aurelia, even with the early. I mean, not really the early gank, more like the early messed up dive, but just being able to roam bot there, getting 2 kills for the side of White Lotus is really gonna help out, and just at least someone's catching this XP mid, even if it's not so much for gold wise. But yeah, and I guess nothing ended up happening top side. Maybe Rumble flashed, it looked like, based on the flash timer, but even first turret going to White Lotus this early. Gotta think this Aurelia is snowballing pretty well so far.
Oh, I'm just thinking in my head like my brother in Christ, please. There we go. Oh no, he misses. He doesn't finalize his kill. He might die for this. He is gonna overheat. I'm surprised Ari didn't try to spirit rush on him. But you know what? Heska's gonna get Olaf out of the lane, and he doesn't have teleport either, so it's a good time to farm.
Yeah, now we see the Smolder going mid with the Seraphine, and Aurelia just going bot, and I wonder if they're gonna send their bot lane mid on the side of White Lotus, but it doesn't look like it so far. Maybe they're just not expecting it, but I mean, they see Smolder mid, so I don't really know exactly what they're planning on doing right now. They're just sending Ari back mid, I guess.
Man. 5-1. Both Smolder and Aurelia have 2 kills.
Yeah, it's right where you want the kills to be. And you look at the item differential mid. I mean, fully completed Blade of the Rune King compared to Blasting Wand, Amp Totem, and Cloth Armor. Like, no one is going to be able to match this Aurelia with a full completed item at this point in the game. Like, she's just insanely strong compared to everyone else on the map. And that goes back to what we were saying in draft. Like, charm on the Smolder. Not much else after that.
Alright, with Donny Beats being forced out of mid lane, Nation Grab's gonna be expended by Bray to make sure that his mid laner is safe. Oh, brother. His top lane CS different to his heart wrenching to watch. But then again, I am a Rumble merchant, so I probably have a little more understanding how to play this champion. But then again, I can't really blame him. But one thing I can blame is the bot lane. If they get caught of White Lotus there, but they're gonna make it out just fine. As 4 members was coming down to kill Momo and support, but Aurelia almost gets the kill on the major. He's gonna die instead.
And I couldn't tell if that was a shutdown or not based on the gold, but definitely giving over a kill to this Jinx is not what you want from the Aurelia.
It was not a shutdown, but it looks like Momo might get another kill. And there is the ultimate. Oh, Flash, Curse of the Sad Mummy. Might find Donny Beast. He's going to make it out. Spirit Rush being expended by support. What are you doing?
Oh, man, if only Maokai had a W right there, that would have been a little oopsie pathing moment. But thank God he didn't, I guess. And support just walks through the tier 1 turret with nothing else happening after that. But a good catch with the Amumu catching them out in their bot side jungle.
Sometimes I wonder what this team, what people are thinking. But you know what? I'm just here. I'm just here casting. You know, it what it is.
Yeah, it's all we can do at this point.
Yeah.
And we see Aurelia just also with the sizable CS lead, just about 28 to 30 CS up, and just gonna lose this top wave. And she's just wherever she goes, she's just way stronger than the opposition, but little over dive on that Jinx there and gives them a little opportunity to come back for this Jinx in the side of Rip Harambe.
Now, White Lotus Wisteria, they're going to be going 6 grubs up as the side of Rip Harambe. They're not going to be contesting these grubs at all. So 6 grubs and 1 drag. And 4 more kills. And a gold lead that is building.
Yeah, and a gold lead exactly where you want it, right? Like you have 2 kills on the Aurelia, 3 on the Smolder. I can't tell as stacked so far, but probably stacking pretty decently, I would assume, based on how the lane was going. But yeah, I think this is looking great for White Lotus, just scaling great into this mid to late game for sure.
Oh boy, here comes Ragnarok coming out along with the ghost as Rumble is being ran down. Rumble is gonna die.
He just stands there and tries to like just fight the Olaf, I guess. Doesn't want to burn the flash or anything, but yeah, I mean, good kill for the Olaf getting back in this game, and he's going to have a lot of pressure on these turrets as well, but I mean, the Aurelia with 6 grubs, like, she's really going to melt through these turrets if she's able to get onto them. I see the bot lane rotating up towards the top side, it looks like. Maybe trying to get some vision or something, but yeah, very early swap this game because that turret went down, so this game's kind of like shot into mid game all of a sudden, even though it's still relatively early.
Oh, brother. We are now at a moment where I feel I'm trying not to be biased because again, I love Rumble. But some of these things I see is like it's hard not to try not to be biased here. It's hard.
For sure.
But looking at it's probably gonna be another play going down for the side of White Lotus Wisteria. Oh, he wasn't able to get the stat. He wasn't able to get the demolish proc off. And Nature Grass is coming out. The bot lane of White Lotus Wisteria gonna be getting picked off. TP coming in.
Ooh, how did that
they make it out. Flash was suspended by support. And now some plates in top lane instead gonna be taken.
Yeah, I mean, now that the plates have fallen, they probably just get this top tier 1 for the side of White Lotus, and yeah, kind of missing their opportunity with the Nature's Grasp there, and maybe they're gonna look to play for this dragon, but it's still not up, and I guess he's not gonna go for this tier 1 top. Probably has Leandri's in base, yeah, and maybe they're gonna look just to play for this dragon that's spawning. No TP on the Olaf, so Rumble is heading back towards top, but he is holding the TP.
All right, well here we go. We got the engage. The fight's coming out. Mom being dropped, gonna catch a few. As now, keep in mind, Curse that Mom is suspended. Major is about to die. Smolder is gonna get the kill. Support's almost dead, but the redemption is gonna keep her alive. And Perfect Bill is gonna die too. And now Don't Eat B trying to finish off support to get a trade. And he is gonna get a trade, but he's gonna go down too. 4 dead on the side of Rip Harambe. And now Dragon is gonna be picked up for White Lotus Wisteria.
Little late TP there. Not sure at that point if it was needed, but still a win for White Lotus. For sure, getting 3 kills just for the 1 support, and they're getting the Drake, second Drake of the game. They do lose the top tier 1, but they are pressuring this mid tier 1 after the Drake. So we'll see if they're able to get this reset and then get back on the map and maybe play for this top tier 1 that's like blinking health at this point.
Alright, well, 10 kills to 4 for White Lotus Wisteria and about almost a 6K goal lead. It seems like what I said earlier, never mind, I was speaking, Soren almost got picked up. Okay, back to what I was saying. Rip Harambe need to win the early game. And it doesn't look like that. Not only did they not win the early game, they're not winning it, but to make it worse, Smolder got fed. And Aurelia is doing really good right now. 50 CS ahead of his counterpart in Don't Eat Bees. Like, good lord.
Yeah, I mean, he's just able to pressure these side lanes and have first push every wave because of how strong he is. And they do have a strong side with the Olaf, at least, also being up about 50 CS and getting that solo turret gold. But I feel like going Merc Treads on Olaf probably maybe isn't what you want, really. But we'll have to see. I'm not sure about that Merc Tread purchase, but
All right, it seems like Perfect Bill's about to get picked off. As now the banish toss comes out, Jinx is gonna get the E down, but Mom's gonna come out. Perfect Bill is almost dead. Soren's gonna finish him off. Here comes the encore, but Jinx is excited now, so Soren's gonna die. Curse of the Sad Mummy's gonna come out, but it's not gonna matter. Equalizer is down, but he's way too late to the fight. But you're gonna get a kill anyways. He cut down a tree. Flash on E. He's gonna be coming from the rear, and now looking to clean up. But also, Donny Bees is gonna be there. Oh, but problem is he missed the charm, so Downfall is gonna find his death. Two more kills over to the side of White Lotus Wisteria, but it was a 2 for 2.
yeah, no, I'll say not bad for the side of White or for the side of Rip Harambe. They get 2 shutdowns, one going to the Olaf and one going to this Jinx, which is definitely going to help. And I did see that I didn't realize Jinx had a call this whole time. So that's also a little extra gold going her way, but they're really going to, and that was a fight without Aurelia. So they're really going to have to play these fights in a strong way and to be able to win against White Lotus. But I mean, you see that last team fight. If Olaf is able to get in there and just start causing havoc, doing damage, it makes it very easy for Jinx just to get a reset and potentially win a fight off of that. So they do have ways back into this game. But
Oh boy. We got the Buzz Junkie. Oh, come on, support. You did it too early. Bruh. That's a rip. Alright, well, you almost got a pick, but support ruined it, you know? I'm just messing with it. But, in all honesty, though, probably would have had that for real if they just a little bit more patient.
yeah, for sure. I think this Olaf needs to start maybe getting more pressure in this side where like just keep pushing and just trying to drag people to him and maybe getting a favorable fight on the other side. But right now it's basically just this Olaf pushing in one side and Aurelia pushing the other, and then Smolder just sitting mid, just stacking, not much going on. So we really need to see a fight where he's able to get into the back line like we just did, but on a maybe bigger scale when there's 5 people. But
Well, is looking to engage, and they're going to ultimate coming out, but Flash on up doesn't know who all's around him. Tam Ken's going to get Brer out, but Downfall also spends the TP, but the fight's already over. So, like you TP for nothing, brother. Flash on up being very ambitious, looking for these plays here, as now Mumu comes in, Curse of the Sad Mummy comes out, Clint's going to be coming out for Major, almost goes down to the Mom. Nature Grad's going to find 2. Donny B's on the right side. Major is pretty low, but so is that tower, so they could just take it and continue on with the fight. As now, if you look at the stats of Smolder, he may not have to execute, but he still hurts. As the Essence Reaver Spirit Shoulder still does the damage they needed for the moment. And now the side of AG Rip Harambe, they have to back up.
Yeah, and it's really hard to have these fights going on because it's like very small window for the side of Rip Harambe in that Ragnarok Ultimate. Once that wears out, it's pretty much like fight's over for the most part, and they really just need to be able to get on this Smolder, but the more they try to do that, it just opens up the avenue for Aurelia to go in and just be a menace for how strong she is. 2 items with super strong right now compared to Ari with just 1 and a Fiendish Codex.
Alright, well, Dragon is up, and looking like the side of White Lotus already starting it with a Moo and Rumble on it. Ultimates are up for almost everyone, for about half the team of White Lotus. Curse of Sad Mom is still down, along with Mom. Oh boy, here comes the fight. Brer is almost dead. Equalize this out, so is the Encore now. And now Flash on Elf is looking to take lives, and Major is gone, and Perfect Bill is in there by himself. Double kill for the Seraphine, double kill for the Aurelia, and make another kill for the Rumble and a free drag, baby. And this game is broken wide open for the side of White Lotus Wisteria.
Yeah, I don't know what they really were planning there. It was like they kind of just like walked like their jungler on the side of Rip Harambe kind of just walked into 5 people and just got insta killed, and then the fight was kind of over at that point. But it sole point on now for the side of White Lotus, and Hextech Drake is insanely strong, so it's really going to be hard for them to come back at this point. It's kind of like, or not Hextech Soul. Wait, what am I talking about? Unless that's just a graphical thing that looked weird. I don't know what I'm saying, but yeah. We're gonna have Baron spawning now, so 22 minutes in the game. This is about when they ended that first game, but it's Soul Point, and I think it's looking really good for White Lotus right now.
All right, well, yeah, White Lotus taking off for this game. Hopefully, for in their case, they don't let AG Rip Harambe like back into it though, because they do still have the Jinx, so anything can happen.
No, for sure. I mean, I think this Jinx maybe needs to complete this IE, maybe another item, but they're just looking at Baron right now. I mean, it's really slow with just Smolder and a Mumu, and they really need, like, if they want to do this fast, but I guess they're just going to try to sneak it, thinking that Rip Harambe won't think they're on it, but they're really a bot side. And
I mean, they didn't know they were on it. They're just not figuring out, but it's already about half HP. Now the side of Rip Harambe is walking up. Teleport coming out for the Aurelia. Already is going to be late to the party. Nature Grass is coming out. Equalizer is down too. Here comes the mom. And now Olaf is dead. Ari finally now teleport. Sora's going to get the ultimate, but it's going to be causing the life being lost of potentially 2 members. Baron is still taken by White Lotus Wisteria, and only one going down in the mummy, but 4 dead on the side of AG Rip Harambe.
yeah, and this is looking a lot like the first game. They just force a fight at 22 minutes, basically ace them, just Tom Kench alive, and they're just running it down through mid. They're probably just going to end right here, I would assume. But I mean, Olaf, they're all spawning in like 5 seconds, so they might be able to defend here. But I mean, with 6 grubs, yeah, with 6 grubs in this Baron wave, they're going to melt these turrets.
Oh boy, health bars are low. Aurelia will swallow, but Aurelia's gonna find a tree and claim his life, and the fox might be dead too. Red Dead Redemption 2 style, baby, as we are now taking animals and we're skinning them for the pelts, as Flash on F is looking for more. Downfall is almost dead, but Aurelia is still alive. Downfall will die. Major is trying his hardest, but he doesn't have the damage. He only has an item and a half, and that's gonna be game 3 to White Lotus Wisteria.
Yeah, and like, it's just like going to this draft, like this Aurelia just completely took over this game, and I feel like it was a game changer, that pick. And if they're leaving the Aurelia up, they're gonna have to find something to be able to play into this. If they're gonna, I mean, because they had last pick into the Aurelia there with the Ari, and it just, maybe the game looks different if Maokai doesn't die level 1 into that, but Ari did also get a kill, so it's hard to say really. I mean, that Aurelia just really took over the game there.
Man. Well, I mean, I normally not this guy, but what can I say? When a man's right, he's right, you know? Just saying.
For sure.
I'm just saying. Like, I didn't, the picks didn't really do much. I mean, the side of AG Rip Harambe, they're just lacking. Nobody could keep that front line alive, and they paid the price for a Maokai 0-6, Olaf 2-5, TK 1-6, and Jinx really did not have the time and space to be able to operate because her front line is getting burnt to a crisp. And not only that, you have Aurelia on your face. It's hard to really do anything in that game. It's really hard. Like, you need an enchanter there when you got equalizers being put on top of your front line. You got Curse of the Sad Moment, yeah, Olaf and Ragnarok, but that doesn't keep the tree and catfish alive, man.
But yeah, and I just think, like, from what I've seen from Rip Harambe, is they just really like these hard engage comps. Like, everyone goes in and just chases them down, and it's kind of like the counterpoint where White Lotus likes a lot of the more peeling back comps. So it's really just a matter of like if they can get it and do what they want to do or not. But I think this Aurelia really was just a great pick this game, and he Flash on F played it really well.
Oh, brother. Well, White Lotus Wisteria now goes to game and to match point. It's now what series 2-1 White Lotus up. But oh boy. AG Rip Harambe. It felt like it was a rerun of game one where y'all had like hope in the beginning, like in the very beginning, and then like it just immediately got snatched away and the game just got broken wide open immediately for White Lotus. I mean, I'm assuming that there's gonna be another side swap for game four, and AG Rip Harambe is gonna opt to take blue side this game, just like the same thing for game two. But oh, I think the draft like screwed them really hard for this one. But it's something that can be fixed as we still got another game to go. Rip Harambe, would they be able to come back and even out the matches with at 2-2, or White Lotus gonna outright take the series in this game four? We're gonna go and we're gonna find out after the intermission. So we're gonna get set up for the draft for game four. We see you guys in a moment. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back as we're about to enter draft for Game 4 White Lotus Wisteria versus AG Rip Harambe. And just like the common theme of this entire series is whenever you lose, you switch sides, so you just, win on blue.
Yeah.
And right now, blue has the 100% win rate in this series, currently being, 3-0. So we're going to find out. But draft's already started. It's looking around about the same bands as before. We got Alawi being banned, Volibear. Oh, this time no Aurelia. Flash not being allowed to have that, and the Mumu is going to make sure this time's going to stay off the board, unlike the last game. They learned a lesson.
Man, it's going to be Maokai again. This is the 4th game of Maokai in this series. It seems like both these teams are really highly prioritizing the Maokai pick.
Definitely so. But now I'm curious. Because
left the way open.
Victor is still on the board too.
Yeah.
Now we got some avenues here for some spicy stuff. So now I'm looking forward to what the side of White Lotus and AG Ripperometer what they're gonna pick. We already got the weigh in, so will it be the Victor response? I mean, Victor has been pretty good this patch ever since the update.
Yeah, I was kind of shocked to see that Victor wasn't like banned from play, since he was just reworked like to the same degree relatively that like Swain was. But yeah, Victor getting through. We're gonna see it this game into Wei, and we'll see what they round this out with. But Wei, Seraphine, and Maokai Victor, it's looking like both teams are probably looking more towards just stable team fighting at this point.
Yep, they are. They are.
Looks like they're going for Smolder.
Yeah, they're going for Smolder and me trying to keep my voice. Oh, they're gonna take away the Smolder from Momo. I know Momo is he's gonna be upset. He's probably pissed off. So let's see what they're gonna respond with. As now they already got one member of their bot lane up, and now it's possibly gonna be Caitlyn. Not very familiar with a Smolder versus Caitlyn matchup, but I don't think it really. I would think it wouldn't favor Smolder that much. I don't think it would favor Smolder early. That is.
Yeah, so there's not many early games where Caitlyn is usually not the strongest. So, but I mean, we will have the stacking with Smolder if he's able to stack. But we'll see if he just gets pushed in and makes it a lot harder to trade and be able to farm stacks even more. And then we're looking at the same bands so far for round 2 of bans. We're gonna see the Vex here maybe again. Well, I guess we don't have to ban Vex because Wei's already picked, so we might see a different ban here. Maybe a jungler or a top laner they don't want to see.
Possibly the Skarner could be banned here.
Yeah, I think the Skarner could be a good ban for sure.
Because those impales were crazy. And look like their coach must be in chat and listening to me, because there it is.
There you go, yeah, just Skarner ban, and now we're going to see gonna have to be a new jungler this game. I think the only junglers we've seen have been Maokai, Skarner, and Amumu so far.
Yo, somebody from somebody from AG Ripperometer is here, man. Somebody got to be here. The moment I said it, the moment it was gone, brother. Jokes aside, I'm joking. But as we're looking at what picks, there's a Sejuani. That's a good pick for White Lotus. I feel like something that could be like is just equalize the Maokai in a sense. I mean, yeah, you don't really have melee on your team at the moment currently, but you can take it in like CP for the top side and just focus that top side to be able to take them down. I mean, you got an oppressive bot lane, the way it looks with Caitlyn, Seraphine, and Lux is gonna be coming out for the side of AGRH in that support slot.
Yeah, and I wonder what they're going to last pick for the top lane here. I wonder if it is going to be like a melee matchup and try to have a lane where Sedge can go to for like very easy ganks, maybe like a Jax, or even like haven't seen like any Renekton or anything like that from either of these players so far. But
I'm expecting AGRH to get a good frontliner here, either a bruiser or just another tank to be able to facilitate. And yep, there it is, Wukong.
And that could be Wukong jungle and Maokai top, but I don't know if they're going to switch that up because they've been playing Maokai in the jungle every game. But I mean, Wukong could go top, but maybe they'll wait to see what they last pick for their top laner and then maybe decide off of that. But Wukong definitely strong team fighting champion. I mean, now that Victor once he gets his ult upgraded, basically is like a reset thing, and they're gonna round it out with Gnar. I don't know how I feel about Gnar here.
I think Gnar is fine.
Yeah, I just feel like if it is the Wukong top, like, I mean, Gnar, I feel like isn't really good into Maokai or Wukong, really. I mean, it's probably like okay into Maokai, but definitely Wukong has to be good into Gnar here. And
Well, yeah, it is good into Gnar, but as far as the team as a whole, I mean, you needed somebody else to be up there with that Sedge. Sedge's gonna be the only tank in this type of comp, especially with Maokai and Wukong. There, it's gonna make it hard if Sedge was the only one. So there's not really many you got to pick from because you can pick Renekton, but there's a Lux, there's of course we just said Maokai, Wukong, and you still got the gravity field from Victor to be able to actually get that zone control too. So it makes it a little bit harder.
sure.
But having that team fighting in the Gnar, along with the CC paired along with it too, it gives that breathing room further away to be able to actually lay down damage along with the Caitlyn. So another thing is too, they do have quite a bit of CC ultimates that do damage. So of course, like I said, Gnar, you have the Encore. The Way ultimate, if they're bundled together, is gonna be crazy.
yeah,
And the amount of CC with this team, like I said, Gnar, Glacial Prison, with the Arctic Assault, along with the W from the Gnar, Seraphine, well, we got to explain. And then also along with the Waze kit for the W side, you got the Fear. You have that, I forgot what it's called, but it's the projectile it throws out. They walk into it.
the root one.
It root them. Yeah. Like, there's a lot there to work with to be able to actually play the game slowly. And just like, you don't have to rush into anything. Meanwhile, AGRH, they have Smolder and Victor for the scaling, but they're gonna have to play topside early if they want to be able to like play aggressively, or else it's gonna be pretty much just playing defense majority of this game in the early mid.
Yeah, for sure. I just think this could be. I think they maybe even could have rounded out. I think they have enough damage with like Wei and Caitlyn for the most part. I think they could have even rounded this out with just a tank in the top lane as well if they wanted more something like that. Where I don't know. I based on draft, I think I like Rip Harambe's draft better. I guess it depends where they send Maokai or Wukong, but I think draft wise I'm favoring them this game.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of like, on both of them. Like, it's not like they're not bad at all. Not bad, but I'm just saying like more so just I don't really have one that I favor more because like I feel like the pros and cons kind of like almost, I'm gonna say it completely balances out, but it just pretty much, if you let the game go later, the later you let the game go, the worse it gets for White Lotus Wisteria to win. Unless Wei is just outrageously fed for some odd reason, like towards like mid game. Where on the side of White Lotus Wisteria, if they're able to get things going in like around that 20 minute mark, get the ball rolling, they should be able to win the game. But again, like, it's our pros and cons because again, you have a lot of scaling in Victor and Smolder. But once they're online, like, it's not gonna take as long to get Victor online as it is Smolder. But at least when he's online, they have go buttons. Unlike the side of White Lotus, so they're basically playing around timers in the Gnar bar.
Yeah.
And outside of that, your main engage, if Gnar isn't going mega, is Sejuani. So. Yeah,
I was gonna say that's like the only reason I was a little I wasn't really liking the Gnar pick as much, is because I think most, especially in like this elo, it's just like it's very hard to time your Gnar bar. I mean, we were even seeing it in the Rumble game, like not using that bar to help, and it's like different, obviously, but like I think being able to manage the Gnar bar and for team fights to have Mega Gnar is definitely what makes Gnar strong, but also the fact that he's usually strong in the side lane. So it's like if he's not able to have pressure like splitting in the side, whether it's Wukong or Maokai, and then if he's not able to time his Gnar bar correctly in team fights, I think it's going to be one of those picks where it's just could end up not doing anything, right? But we'll see. I mean, I definitely think Rip Harambe's is like easier to play in a sense where they just can kind of scale and then it's fine. But also I think White Lotus has a lot of tools with the Sejuani ult and just Wei as a champion, and you know, Caitlyn just being strong in lane, maybe could just pressure this Smolder enough to where it just doesn't even get to that point. So I think it could go either way here, but I think based on how this series has gone, like the scaling comp and easier execute comp has seemed to prevailed in the end, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to see. But we're gonna toss it over to intermission, guys, and when we get back, we head into Game 4 of White Lotus Wisteria versus AG Rip Harambe in this Round 1 series for the IBSG Merc Academy Season 2 and Championship. We'll see who can try to make a run or not. But when we get back, we'll be getting on the riff. Will White Lotus close this series out, or will AG Rip Harambe take us to Silver Scrapes from the Game 5? We'll see you guys then.
Word.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We're now on to the riff for Game 4, White Lotus Wisteria versus AG Rip Harambe. Oh, will Blue Side keep a 100% win rate, or will somebody finally fall on Blue Side? Because it almost happened in Game 2, but AG Rip Harambe, they kept it together because White Lotus threw hard as hell. But we're going to talk about that. We're all going to talk about those as 5 point for this squad. Like, hey, man, who you think gonna win? Like, be honest with me, Hemo. Who you think gonna win?
I think if I had to go by draft, I would pick Harambe, but I think White Lotus has shown even in the game they lost, they were fighting back and had like the tools to win back the game and then just ended up throwing it, I think. But I think the 2 games they won, they were very like convincing, and the 1 game they lost, it was like really close. I think overall I would say White Lotus is better. So I'm gonna say White Lotus, but I definitely prefer Harambe's draft, but I don't know if they'll be able to get to the point where they're able to execute it.
All right, let's see if the predictions agree with you. Hey, looking like a no so far is White Lotus Wisteria. That has majority of the votes.
There we go.
All righty, well, it seems like the people do not agree with you. I am sorry.
No, I said White Lotus was gonna win.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. I am partially out of it. We've
Oh,
been
no,
in this
you're
for a minute.
or you're good. I mean, yeah, I think White Lotus is gonna win, but I definitely could see that like Harambe's draft just being better enough that they win. So, but I think White Lotus will win this game if I had to guess.
Fair enough, fair enough. But just no shenanigans right now. Just like normal trading, just here and there. But I'm assuming from how the way it looks, yep, there it is. Level 2 advantage over the top side and for the bot side of White Lotus Wisteria. So now the engages are happening. Perfect build is a quarter HP left. Exhaust being used on Major. Major is still fighting. Like his life depending on it. Support is a quarter HP also. Health pots being expended by both supports, but the Lust spend both hers. Now the second one coming in for support.
Yeah, I'm kind of shocked to see Cleanse here, only because like it's really like I feel like even TP could have been good this game, but
Oh boy. Downfall tried to
Ooh.
engage, and Histeka's gonna miss the Q. Gonna miss the boomerang toss, but it's alright. Still gets a lot of damage on the Wukong. And this bot lane, man, I said in draft that this is gonna be impressive, but good grief. The damage they are laying down is crazy from the side of White Lotus Wisteria.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to think maybe TP would have been better, just because like I mean Cleanse is fine, but there's not besides like Sejuani, there's not much pressure like in the lane for Cleanse for the most part, besides like a Seraphine ult, but I don't think it's like the priority should be Cleanse, but we'll have to see how it works out. Wow.
But look, we got ganks coming in from top side. Arctic Assault's gonna miss. Flash is being expended by both Gnar and Maokai. Would it be able to run down the Maokai though is the real question. Looking like that's gonna be a no. He's gonna make it back to the tower. Nobody's gonna die. But the Flash being expended by the Gnar may come back to bite him in the ass. Granted, he had the Flash so he wouldn't die. But whew.
And just missing a lot of CS to this turret and very over-eager, aggressive flashes topside. So I don't know how this is going to play out, but it looks like Wukong might have pressure now, still having flash up.
Alright, Sedge wanna come in, just get a W down to Victor, and Wade's gonna get a combo down, bring the pain. But Major is just taking a lot of punishment. Downfall is fighting, and Brer does not have flash, so Wukong might not be able to secure the kill. Oh my goodness, close enough as now both top laners are low. Brer wasn't there. I'm being honest with you, Downfall probably dies.
Yeah, I don't know, just use the flash like that for kind of nothing really, like, and I think now it's going to be a lot better for Gnar not having to worry about this Wukong having flash anymore, and we'll have to see. He's going to recall and TP back, and I'm assuming Wukong's probably going to do the same, but we'll have to see. At least mid lane is very even this game compared to the last couple of games we've seen.
If he TPs, he's trolling. The wave is pushing towards you, and it's just now leaving in front of Gnar's tower. You did not have to TP. You could have just walked, friend. You could have walked, buddy. Come on.
Yeah, no, I agree, but I think that's just I was just expecting to see that. But yeah, I agree. I don't think he had to TP for the most part, especially because most people are just going to try to push it in anyways. But we'll have to see. Now we're going to see this Wukong try to get advantage with got a Sheen first buy, so these Qs are really going to start hurting. Like this first reset for Wukong is really where he's going to be able to take advantage of this Gnar right now. And
oh, and Brer looking like possible gank mid, but he's gonna be spotted out. Soren Noel's gonna be walking up too to make sure to protect this mid laner. Arctic Assault is gonna get him closer, and he's gonna be able to get the stun onto Brer. Brer ulted on top of. There's gonna be a lot of damage being put down as now the Chaos Storm is storming through, but it went on to support and onto Soren, so it should be fine. One thing with his stack on the Gnar is that we like looking at the trades, right? Like he had a second proc of Hyper onto the Wukong, but instead of just auto attacking, he didn't bother doing that, and just get the movement speed boost. So speaking of those two, now that Wukong going to spend the ultimate, Wukong does not have flash. Keep that in mind. Oh. Wukong will get first blood, but it's going to be traded off 1 for 1.
I feel like we saw this the other game with the Jax, where he just trades like 1 for 1 deaths, but at least now without having that TP that he used I think he's gonna miss a lot of minions here. Like, probably gonna be pushing back towards the Gnar at this point. But it's hard to. No, it is probably pushing towards the Wukong. It's hard to tell on the mini map, but trades again 1-for-1, and I think this favors the Wukong potentially because he's just gonna give him more gold to be able to all in this Gnar. And I feel like this is what the lane's gonna look like now, where it's just.
The problem is that was a huge wave pushing towards Wukong, and Wukong just missed it all.
Yeah.
He just missed that entire huge wave.
Yeah.
So, was it really worth it? Probably not. I mean, he gets first blood, but
I think, I don't know if it's worth it. I just think it's like, this is what the lane's going to look like from now on. Like, he's just going to go in EQ, and it's going to be really hard for Gnar to play it at this point.
And here we go. The problem with playing a melee into Gnar is that you're gonna try to go engage. He just hops away, but then he's gonna just kite you and run you down in mini Gnar. And now Sora Noel is around too. Downfall is gonna notice. He's gonna make his way out. Flash is missing everything right now. Oh, Downfall walking face first into the Wu. Does Wu have clone is the real question, or else he's gonna get Nard straight into the wall, and Downfall is gonna die. Here comes Brave, but Brave's gonna get stunned. This should be a kill, and possibly another kill, because there's a stun. There it is. Nard should be getting another one. Double kill over to the Nard. Nard now 3-1. Both mid laners in the mid lane. They also traded ultimates as Chaos Storm gonna be expended, but Flash on F is dropping the nukes from downtown, baby.
Yeah,
both mid laners are low. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, you're good. And you just killed him. Looked like with the long range ability with Wei. But yeah, I don't really know what Wukong was trying to do there because he didn't have ultimate, and he's kind of just sitting in the bush, like giving up a whole cannon wave just to try to look for the Sejuani, but. Like, I don't think he ever has the damage to do that. And now I think... I'm not really sure what this Gnar is building, really, but... I haven't really seen a Gnar build those items before, but with these 2 kills, I think it's really going to help this Gnar out for sure.
I will like to point out, though, if you take a look at mid lane CS, you didn't notice that there's almost a 30 CS lead build in there. Should be closing up a tad bit, sticking around, hovering around 20. But, yeah, it's not looking too high for the side of AG Real Harambe at the moment. They're almost 2K gold down.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if he's trying to go for, I'm assuming, like, Hearthsteel maybe, but that is just not what you want to be building on Gnar, right? Like, that's like, no, I've never seen that before, but we'll see how it works out. And
we're at a Triforce, but here we are. It's now, oh, nice flash ultimate for support, but unfortunately, Donny B's had flash himself, and he saw what was coming. Flash towards the right. So now, oh boy, Momo gets hit with a combo from Lust, and luckily it's early game, so it's not gonna do much damage.
Yeah, and it looks like this Wei was banned for a reason, like you said, almost 30 CS up and just. Absolutely crushing this mid lane now with all this poke, and that's another.
Oh, he's gonna get the kill! Jeez. Oh my goodness! Flash on up this way. He's putting on a show. All right, here we go. Downfall is engaging onto the Gnar.
Oh, missed the double hop.
Almost dead, but keep in mind, Flash is back up for both top laners. Oh. The second Cyclone doesn't reach. Now, will Downfall try to go for the kill though? His Flash already down. So it looks like it's going to be a no, but Hestica might try to bait him as Soren is up in topside bot lane. We're also looking at some chaos happening too. Hestica is doing a great job baiting. There is the Glacial Prison, and Wukong is going to die. 4th kill over to Gnar. TP comes in for the bot side. Ultimate is going to be extended by the way. But Wade still gonna find a kill onto the Lux, even though the ultimate misses. And Donny B's his bot, trying to get it to Chaos Storm. Smolder's gonna flash forward, and Mage is gonna get a kill himself too. 1-for-1. Flash is playing with fire as he's playing fighting a 1v2. But it seems like that man does not care. With balls of steel like that, man, making me proud.
Yeah, it is the Heartsteel Gnar, which is I've never seen this before, but Yeah, this way just being everywhere and really having a great game on the way. 2 solo kills and the roam bot. And it's good that Smolder picked up a kill. I can't see how many stacks he has right now, but I can't imagine that he's stacking insanely well. And they're going to lose Maokai around the grub. So this is looking really good for White Lotus right now.
Yeah, and definitely is though. 4 grubs over to the side of AG Rip Harambe, but Soren, as I try to speak, don't eat bees, man. Spent a little too much time there. You paid the price for it. As another bank transaction of life for gold happens, and now the mid laner of AGRH is gonna be dead.
Yeah, I mean, this is just looking super White Lotus favored right now, and Wukong's in trouble topside.
It's getting dirty. It's getting dirty for the man in the top side. He's like he's gonna make it out alive this go around, you know.
Yeah, I mean the thing is with that.
His life.
Yeah, I mean with that Hearthsteel, like even though he has 5 kills, it's not like an insane amount of damage coming from this Gnar with that.
Wait, what? Oh boy, Soren might be dead as he's by himself. Downfall is taking a lot of damage though. Downfall almost dies. As Hestica is looking for the kill, Downfall should go down here. Brayer might die too. Flash on Elf is coming up. Brayer's trying to run to the tower now. Hestica is going to lose vision, but that damage from Way is so much as he's 4-0, and that's another double kill. 7-1 for the Nard. Jesus Christ, this game is a massacre on this top side.
Yeah, I mean, this is just exploded through top side. I mean, you look at their top mid jungle just really struggling right now. A lot of it from this Way and Sejuani, and Nar's has been getting kills on kills on kills, and he's going to get the second plate top. And yeah, this is looking really good for White Lotus. It's going to be really hard for Rip Harambe to come back right now. I mean, I just don't think there's going to be enough time for Smolder to get any kind of stacks that'll even matter this game.
Oh, brother. Well, we may not be having a game 5 tonight.
Yeah, I mean, they're almost up 7k gold at 14 minutes, and they're going to get first turret mid here, and this Way is going to be insanely strong when he recalls, and I just don't see a way that Rip Harambe can really come back into this game unless White Lotus, like, severely misplay.
Very punny, sir. Very punny. All right, but looking at this Gnar build, right? He has the Hearthsteel, got 72 stacks on it already. But like he's gonna be going to Triforce next. Already has the Sheen, got the Longsword there, ready to go. Like, it only makes sense. He doesn't find Wukong. Wukong's gonna be able to make it out. Pretty sure Downfall is happy about that part. But keep in mind that the Rift Herald is up, and on the side of White Lotus there, they are claiming it currently. They're probably looking to try to knock down that mid tier 2 some more. And they are going to be taking the top T1. Bot's already like almost pretty much dead and gone at this point.
Yeah, and I mean, I think it's just like basically the map is White Lotus, right? Like they can just kind of do whatever they want at this point. And I'd have to say they're probably going to look for this Drake that's going to be spawning in about 4 minutes, but I just don't really see a way for Rip Harambe to come back at this point. I mean, this Way is just going to be a menace. Like almost 2 items at 15 minutes.
Oh boy. Flash being forced out. A perfect build. Brayer is on the backside, but I doubt. Oh nope, never mind. They might try. As Soren's gonna walk into the wise mystical tree. He does have the monkey behind him. Alrighty, nice double bind coming out from perfect build, but fortunately, nothing to be taken from that. Now, Way is low, but nobody's on the side of the map aside from Victor. And Victor does have flash, but he's not gonna go for it. Oh, he might, because he is spotted. There it is.
Flash into the root.
Yep, Chaos Storm is down. Chaos Storm might get the kill, but oh my! Flash on Elf is gonna turn it around anyway, and instead it's gonna be a 5th death onto Don't Eat Bees. I think AG Rip Harambe just mental boomed at this point.
Yeah, I don't know. Looking at that play, it was just flashed right on top of the root, and it was kind of just sitting in the ult that just killed him. But I mean, yeah, it kind of looks like they're just trying to get whatever they can, and it's just what they can get is basically nothing at this point. So
Alright, and like we talked about earlier, Rift Herald being utilized mid. Maul's being used to try to clear out the wave, but it's not going to matter. It's still going to be a tower down. Okay, and now Major got hit with the Glacial Prison, but it's going to be forced to cleanse. Oh boy, Downfall looked like he had a good angle there, but the rest of his teammates are like, most of them are half HP. Now Downfall is gonna be caught. As now the stun is there. Support might die. Encore already is gonna keep that in mind, but Meganar is coming up, so now the side of AGRH is gonna back off.
And Wade did drive the Rift Herald top. It's very low, but it might get a charge off here. And they might even be playing for this top tier 2 right now. Oh, I guess yeah, they did kill it before it got the charge. Wade getting pretty low, but
and then engage from Gnar. Gnar catches 2. Gnar is now legendary 8-1, making another kill. And now 3 is gonna be going down, making it 4. As White Lotus Wisteria are just going crazy. They are just annihilating AGRH in this game. They said they're ready for bed. This series not lasting until 12 a.m. And by the way,
no,
for the people who wonder, yes, I'm in CST.
I'm gonna say I don't even think it's gonna last till midnight EST, but yeah, I mean, it looks like they're just trying to close this game out. I mean, this has been probably the most convincing win so far. Or it's not a win yet, but the most convincing game this far. I mean, they're, what, up 11k gold at 18 minutes, and it's really hard to see a way for Rip Harambe to come back.
Man. At this point, it's only White Lotus Wisteria's game to lose. Like, yeah, truly. Sure. I mean, Drag is coming up in 47 seconds. I mean, it could go for it. It could just outright just try to bait for a team fight and try to end the game. I mean, there's avenues they could take, but it's probably safer to just go for the objective. They are sending Gnar topside. He doesn't have TP though.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, honestly, I mean, Gnar does have a lot of their kills, but I feel like with this way, like, they can probably just set up and just, and even with Caitlyn traps, you see him setting up the traps for this choke point mid lane. Like, I think even with Gnar splitting, it's like, I just don't see any way Rip Harambe can even do anything this game. But they are going to try to maybe make a play, or no, he's just clearing the pink for us.
Perfect build. Looking like it's going to be called out. The Encore is coming out. It's going to catch the Wise Mystical Tree. And there goes Perfect build. Bye-bye. Major's going to die to the Gnar too. 10-1 for the top laner of White Lotus Wisteria. Hestica is going crazy. Hestica is going crazy. There's going to be another drag over to the side of White Lotus Wisteria. And it should be possibly they should group on way out to the drag. Just take that bot lane T2. Oh boy, here comes the TP. Nature's Grass is being defended. Wait, doesn't have flash either. Possibly gonna die. Wade finally gonna be shut down, but not without taking a life with him. As Wukong is gonna die in 6th death of the game for Downfall.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, they just, White Lotus just absolutely stomping this game. They did get shut down on the way, but there isn't any more of those at this point.
Alright, man. Well, not really much to say about this game. Not really that much. I mean, White Lotus is there just running away from it. But, yeah. White Lotus Wisteria already on Soul Point. Baron is up. I mean, it's not really much that AG or Harambe can do. They picked 2 scaling laners, but the problem is, it don't matter. They get slapped with wallets. Like, I don't know who's getting slapped harder, a $2 hole or what AG or Harambe is getting with this game for. As now Gnar TP's in, he's in Mega Gnar. Side of AG Rip Harambe is gonna be forced to back off. And Light Wade is gonna be looking to kill Major here. Should be an easy kill. Oh, never mind, he misses some abilities. As now we got a Squabble and support on jungle combat here. As Perfect Bill's gonna flash on the wall, try to recall out. Baron's being started by White Lotus Wisteria. And AGRH can't really do much anything about it.
Yeah, I mean, you pretty much said it right there. They just take whatever they want whenever they want at this point. And I guess what they want right now is the Baron. And I feel like after this Baron, it's probably going to be the end of the game, just based on how every other series went. Just 22 minutes, take the Baron, and then run it down mid, I guess.
Pretty much. Here comes Bird. He's gonna try for the steal, but he's gonna get slammed in the wall for his troubles instead. As now we got low HP bar. Caitlyn and support are pretty low. Encore already extended too. Downfall looking like he's gonna be dead again. Yes, he will be. The fight is turning like AGRH will look good at first. It's not looking good no more as Major is now going cut down the tree alongside him. It's now Perfect Bill trying to make his way out, but he's gonna get ran down as the Sedge 1 is gonna find him. Anytime. Alright, cue the elevator music. There we go. There we go. Finishing the job, right? Yep. There we go. Perfect Bill has barrier. Alright, but it's possibly maybe possibly White Lotus there could be looking to end the game, but you never know. They're probably just gonna reset and go bot lanes. They already took the mid inhib and the top inhib. So now White Lotus Wisteria, they're down about almost 14k gold.
Yeah. And it's kind of funny because this is probably the longest game that White Lotus has played that they won in this series so far.
Well, White Lotus, they're sending 3 down to the bot lane, pushing that tier 2 tower. Man, it's not really much to say, really. They're just beating a dead body at this point.
Yeah, for sure. It's just a matter of time at this point, I feel like. But I mean, if Rip Harambe's are going to make a stand, it's probably going to have to be on these Nexus turrets, but they're going to have double super minions, and then after this inhibitor... Oh, here we go.
We got the engage. Gonna get the tree. Nature Grass comes out. Along with the Encore. Ultimates are being expended. Hiseka is dead now. Shut down. But here comes the Glacial Prison. They're going to find Perfect Bill. Bray is already still low. He should be walking back to the fountain, but he doesn't opt to, and now it's going to be his grave. As now the side of White Lotus there, they're just looking to end this game.
Yeah, I think this game's about wrapped up. I mean, they just don't have the damage or gold at all. I mean, it's just beating them with their wallets at this point, but...
Alright, well, Victor just trying to find a kill, but you couldn't, and now you just added to the stat padding of this game. And now White Lotus is there. They're going to take this game for, and this series has come to a conclusion. White Lotus Wisteria takes it 3-1 over AGRH.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty, well. A quick question to production. We doing player interviews or not? It's up to y'all. Up to y'all. Yeah, it's up to y'all. All right. Well, congratulations to the side of White Lotus Wisteria. You made it through round 1 of the playoffs. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that watching that game for AGRH probably had like a mental boom because they played nothing like how they have been playing the entire series. Kind of weird too that they let Victor through pick bans, but not Victor. Sorry, Way. But it is what it is. But what's your comments? What you think about the game, man?
I mean, I think this series has been a lot just about solo lanes for the most part, especially through mid lane. It's like every game, whoever won mid lane was super far ahead, and they just had pressure through top side. I feel like the Bot lane definitely did play like roles in the game for sure, but I think a lot of this series was just dictated on top, mid, and jungle for the most part.
Definitely saw it in this game, man. This game was pretty nuts. But White Lotus Wisteria, the third seed, they take out AGRH and they move on to face the winners of Rivals and Rat Tactics in their second round. So, as we see about player interviews, we're just give us a second. We're figuring that one out at the moment if we can get somebody. But what a way to conclude this series for White Lotus Wisteria. That was definitely a strong game for them, but that's a sad way to go out if you're AGRH, man.
Yeah, I mean, I think AGRH definitely had tools in the games to win. I just think like a lot of it was just early game fighting, maybe when they weren't ready for it, or just a lot of fights around mid for sure. Like, and I think Flash on F really had a great series that really made the game easy to play for his team for sure. But yeah, solid series from White Lotus and Rip Harambe's and
All right, Les, we're gonna have a player interview. Who's our lucky player feast? Oh boy, we got the bot lane of White Lotus Hysteria for our player interviews, guys. This is gonna be interesting. So while we bring in the players for this interview, to the people watching at home, I always say this to you guys, and it's 26, it's 28. My bad, 28 of you guys here. All right. I know I could get more than one question out of y'all. What questions do you guys have for the bot lane of White Lotus Hysteria? Like lay it on us. Sweet. All right, guys, welcome in and congratulations on making it through round one.
Hey yo, thank you.
All right, so I got some questions for you, man. You know,
Okay.
because for the love of Christ, Momo, holy
What's up,
hell,
dog?
man, those death sentences game one was kind of crazy,
The death sentences, yeah.
bro.
Wait,
Brother in
are you
Christ,
talking about the Threshhooks?
yeah,
That
the
was
excuse.
support.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's me.
I
Yeah.
said Momo. Sorry, I didn't mean to say
My
Momo.
boy
No,
can
you're
hit
good. You're
some
good.
crazy Threshhooks, I tell you what. Yes, sir.
I didn't mean to say Momo. My bad
Nah,
on
you're
that one,
good,
but
bro. You're good.
yeah, it just you said to be the last one to speak, so I just said, "Oh, Momo." It's like, no,
Shit.
I miss support.
Yeah.
But yeah, those thresholds were kind of crazy, man.
I
But
appreciate
throughout
it.
this entire series, it's been like back and forth in that bot lane. I just want to know, like, what was you guys' mental process going through, even when like there were fights to, like put y'all behind and such. Like, what was the mental going on through these laning phases?
Like through all of them.
Yeah, just in general.
I mean, just typical shit. We know that like our team always has our backs on things, and we always come up with some sort of plan. So for me, at least, it was just chill out and do my thing, kill the minions, show up to team fights,
Yeah,
listen to the
that's a
calls.
typical ADC thing.
Yeah,
From my angle, it's all about facilitating that he gets the farm he needs. We get into the later stages of the game and we do what we do best. We deal damage.
Jeez, say less. But now I got the real question: the Cog mod pick, man. Was that a
yeah.
coach call? Was that a coach call? Or was that you calling for it, bro?
That was an insta lock on me. I was testing the waters. Harambe is definitely a team that knows how to focus in on the 80 carries, and that was the test I was going for him. And yeah, I learned my lesson on that one. Definitely learned my lesson. But it is a pick that I do trust in myself to play. So it wasn't like out there,
Okay. Well, in terms of like after that game too, right? What was your team like thinking, like in terms because you guys almost came back in that game too, and then like the Baron, the ejector trade where they got Elder, you guys got Baron, then recall, and then immediately tried to engage right after the recall. It's like, did you guys like mental start to be boomed after that game, or did you guys just pretty much like, all right, we screwed up, and let's reel it back in? Like what was the thought process by you guys as a team with that one?
Yeah, so I mean, the elder situations are kind of foreign for us because we typically win or lose by the time the elder is a question. So I feel like our call of going for the Baron instead of the elder, that's just kind of a lack of experience maybe. But now we know, the situation. Elder wins games, obviously. So moving forward, that's gonna be a different scenario.
Yeah, for sure. There was, like you said, like most of our games are over before Elder's even like a priority or ends right as Elder spawns. So, or we're just so far ahead that we don't really have to contest for it. So, but it was definitely like being in an even state like that. Um, Elder should have been the play. Elder should definitely been the play. I think there was a little bit of like maybe like comfort miscommunication going on what to do with the Baron afterwards, but
Yeah, it was just a
game
tricky situation.
yeah
We fumbled it right
game
there, but
game two was messy. It was a lot of it was some of us were just trying to like feel out the style that Harambe had, and then once we figure that out, it's good to go.
Okay, okay. Hemo, you got any questions for him, man?
I would just say, what team are you like most? I wouldn't say like afraid of, but I would say like what team would you think you need to like prepare for the most or worried about facing? I guess.
yeah, I think we take it one series at a time. Our next opponents will probably be Rat Tactics, is who we're scoping. So we're just gonna prepare for that series. We're gonna do what we can, and if we win,
Yeah,
then we'll take it to finals. We'll do the same thing.
yeah, we're we're like a 1 week at a time. We don't really look too far in the future. If I had to answer that question, it would probably I want to see Jolly Rogers again. I think Jolly Rogers took us for a surprise at least.
Yeah, we
We
had
played
we
them
had
in
an
the middle of the
interesting
season.
match
Yeah,
against them.
yeah, it was very interesting. I feel like now we're definitely ready for them. I feel like we put a lot of like hyperbolic time chamber type energy into this team over
Yeah,
the past couple weeks. So
we're a different team since we played them last. I mean, we did an overhaul of pretty much every aspect of our gameplay,
yeah,
and
swapped
we'll
out
be
a
ready.
player or two. Yeah,
There
yeah.
you go. So you think
Okay.
Rack Tactics is gonna win?
Oh, for sure. I mean, I'm a very straightforward guy, but and I mean, no flame to what they're playing against rivals, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, I think. Hey, look, if rivals can take it, hey, yo, take it. But I don't know. For me, it's just a clear Rat Tactics dub.
Okay.
All right. Well, any shout outs you guys want to give out?
Oh
Uh,
yeah,
I got one or two. Shout out to the homies as normal, Soren and UG and Ray and Bro, all the boys, and shout out to Moby for never believing in us.
Yo, that's a wild one.
That's a wild one, yeah.
That's a wild one.
Nah,
yeah.
I got
I
love
have to
for
give
Moby.
a shout out to our coach. He's really put us in a whole new ride, and we've learned a lot since we've brought on Velos/Lucky. And also shout out to all of our fans, including Soren's dad. Actually, was part of a watch party.
Yeah,
We had a group together watching these games, and we have like a really nice fan base to keep us going through these playoffs. So shout out to
yeah,
everybody who's watching us.
All right, we got the whole fan base giving you energy like it's a Dragon Ball Z episode. I see it.
For
All
real,
right.
bro.
yeah.
For real. Thank you guys. We're gonna keep it pushing the finals. Let's do it.
All right. Well, good luck to you guys. Thank you for coming out, doing this interview with us.
Thank
Yeah,
you,
for
thank
sure.
you.
Thanks for bringing us.
All right. Well, for the viewers watching at home, y'all have a great night. It's been a long game here, long series. We had 4 games, but only one team could stand tall. That was White Lotus Wisteria. And for AG Rep Harambe, thanks for playing in this season 2 of the IBSG Merc Esports Academy League of Legends League, man. Whew. As you can hear it in my voice actually kind of not wanting to cooperate with me right now because all the yelling and screaming and stuff been doing for 4 games straight, guys. But we do it for you. We do it for you, the viewers at home, and make it an entertaining product for you all. So hopefully you guys liked it, and I wish you guys a blessed night. To y'all at home, y'all have a great night, and we out.
Peace.